The thoughts, opinions, and most importantly the perspectives expressed in this show are solely those of the participants including all guests, and do not reflect the opinions or practices of More Heights Media and or any of its production or advertising partners. Furthermore, More Heights Media does not endorse or condone all topics discussed during this broadcast. This show is purely for entertainment.
The question is, can you touch a dick without being gay?
Yeah, I can. Doctors.
Okay, so I got that on my list. Yeah.
I'm a bird, pop one in your stomach. Get back. Yeah. Do you see the vomit? Fly across your face like a comet. Oh, Missy, you better stop it. Every flow you
Come on, what are you doing out here?
The
The worst is when you act like nothing happened.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God.
And you gotta come back like, oh, we're good, right? Everything's Gucci.
What are you
No,
talking
nothing's
about?
Gucci.
Yeah,
like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Like, what? No, don't do that.
We're
Don't do
We're
that.
gonna tiptoe
Nothing's
around.
Don't do that.
Shattered glass.
Yeah, like
Nah.
don't do that. I hate that shit. Nah, cause
I
what are you
know,
talking about, y'all? You're like, you're looking at me like, how have you never used a dildo? What? Why would I be using a dildo for anything?
Exactly what I was just.
Joe, that needs to be clipped up the right way, please. Did you do this on purpose?
What part?
This guy probably he tries to look smart by just being in his books, his notes. Like, oh, before we start, like, let me show the people that I'm actually doing
I should start getting
work.
I should get a newspaper, eh? Like I'm just reading a newspaper before we start.
That part, yo. Except J-Lo's out here losing rings on her finger. Sheesh, yo. Nats, you're good to do this? What's up? You good?
I'm recording.
Well, I guess we're back for another week in this bitch.
We are star and I feel it show.
Speak your perspective minus one member. Face, big him up every time.
Face mob.
Over here to my left, we got Pree.
Every gal I pray.
Looking extra fly today.
Thank
What's the
you.
occasion?
Life.
Yeah, eh?
That's how I dress.
I like those joints right there, man.
Thank
What
you.
size is your foot? I might have to borrow those.
You can't fit in my feet. in my shoe.
You never know, yo. I might try to figure something out.
Yeah, how did this start?
If anyone wants to send me shoes,
P.O. box?
I'm a 5.5
5 and a
youth
half.
That's
or
smart.
or a 7.5 women.
That's
Yeah,
smart.
Can fit in 8 too, but you know.
Yeah, eh?
That might be one of my favorite ones that you've rocked here so far.
Yeah, those can go
popular.
on still. Those can go on.
I meant to put they come with yellow laces and I meant to put them in, but I don't have time.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah, like the side. Where is it? This thing.
Yeah, I can't keep up with
This.
these shoes anymore.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I cannot keep up with the shoe game anymore. I wish.
Only going up this year.
Yeah, you're going on with things over there, yo. Big you up every time. Behind the scenes, we got Nats. Zealous, authentic pictures. Keep him booked.
Keep him busy.
All that mixed magic audio and video. Find them at zapictures.ca.
But this my YouTube. This video by YouTube.
I go by the name of Bun. You can find me on Instagram at Wha'SUP Bun. Yeah, when you see me, say what's up. That part.
There you go.
Yeah, when I'm outside, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, you think you look approachable?
I probably don't.
You definitely
But
don't.
you don't need to be afraid. Just like, I don't know. Say what's up. That's it.
You don't have a
Give me a head
welcoming
nod and be like, yo, I
aura
see you on
about
the on the show. Like, what's up?
Yeah?
I don't have I don't look approachable at all.
No, you don't look welcoming.
How do you look more welcoming then? What do I have to do? What do I need to improve on?
Smile.
I'm not gonna walk around with a
Change-
smile.
Change your demeanor.
How? What am I
You
supposed
just
to
always
do?
look like you're just uninterested in everything.
But I am though.
I know.
Like, I need a representative. I need some PR.
I feel like that's what we're doing right now.
Pretty much.
Yeah, eh? Yeah, but I need somebody
It's
to.
an intervention, bud.
Nah, but I don't want to have to speak to anybody. I'd rather
you
just.
don't have to walk around with a smile, but don't walk around with a screw face. There's a difference.
You think
can
I
look
walk around with a
pleasant.
screw face?
More often than not.
You don't look pleasant.
You don't look happy.
don't know. It's like,
I mean, I get like you don't have to walk around being bubbly. Like that's, I think, a little odd. People might think you're a little crazy, but
Isn't that
okay? Out of all of us,
isn't that perspective interesting though? If you're too happy, people think like, yo, you're
Something's
messed
wrong
up.
with
Yeah.
yeah, like if you walk down the street
gay?
and you're just smiling,
Yeah.
people will think there's a problem.
See, like I'm actually doing something right now where I try to smile more at people when I'm walking.
No, but
or like greeting them, like, hey, how's it going, or something.
if
like
you
that.
just like are walking down the street and you're just walking down the street with a smile and there's nobody around you.
Okay, yeah, that's different.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a little.
It looks a
that's
little
little
odd.
I think it would still look better than just being like oh my god,
No,
the worst day.
I would think that there's.
You don't think there's something wrong with that person that looks sad
No.
or down?
I would
That's a
think
little
that they
crazy.
look like normal.
Yeah, eh?
I think I don't know.
Post COVID for sure. Maybe during
But
COVID for
if
sure.
if you see someone and you like, then why don't you say hello, or smile, or change your
because I'm head down all the time.
to look up.
Nah.
So you're not trying to meet nobody.
I mean, I am. I just want it to be easy and convenient for me. I don't know what else to tell anybody. And then I have to speak to somebody. I'd rather just, I don't know, communicate via SB. I need a PR rep. What is going to kill?
That could be arranged.
And I'll go say
That's
that.
like the biggest turn off.
What?
If you
What?
can't speak for yourself. If you're talking about women.
Nah. I'm not that woman.
It's like,
You're
you
talking
know
about
those
women?
things? I just right now I was.
We can
If you're
further
talking
this, but
about-
I
if
feel
you're
like we
talking
need to
about
get this guy
fans-
his like introduction though. We can further this. I'm just saying before we get any further. This happens to be SB the student over here.
Follow me, please.
At SB the student.
Now let's get it all in perspective.
Okay, now let's go.
No, when you said like you want him to be your, what'd you say?
PR rep?
Yeah. I thought you meant like, I was saying in specifics to like women. If you're just like, oh, I like that girl, go tell her I like her. I'm like, that's stupid.
It
Are
is
you
stupid.
like in grade 8?
It is stupid, but I don't like. I've never crossed the street to approach a female before.
It just means she wasn't worth it.
Nah, well, I mean, there's been intrigue, but it's just I'm more of like we need to be in the same type of setting. Like we need to be out somewhere in a group space, catch up in a
It
conversation.
seems like you
and
just
then-
want a lot of convenience.
Oh, that's what life is about for
And
me.
you
at this
don't
point.
want to work hard for anything.
Bruh.
Not for
Facing-
anything. Sorry, not for anything. I meant for like,
Is there any
love?
time?
Love in
Yeah.
particular?
I think
So
so.
Face and I had an interesting conversation the other day, and he was speaking specific to a girl that he knows that I've like I don't know been talking to for here and there for however long. But
been talking to like past tense or like current?
we never had nothing serious, but we've just been like in this space where it's like, oh, we can try something, but we just haven't gotten around to trying it.
Oh, okay.
Has anything
Permanent.
physical ever happened?
Nah.
Okay.
So is there a potential for it to continue like now, presently?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, continue.
But he pointed out that what he hears from me and what he's gathered now is that it's challenging for me to have to invest on the front end again, the way that I did the first time around.
How did you
Does that make
invest?
sense?
Well, how did you
Just in
invest
terms of the setup, like I bear the brunt of getting us situated in terms of the house, the cars, the everything.
Okay, so
So now
Mhm.
dealing with a lot of females that are outside,
Mhm.
they already want that. They want to walk into a situation where it's like, yo, I don't want to bust my ass anymore. I want a man that's going to take care of me. And not that I'm opposed to it, because I've done that before to where it's like, yo, I bought the house, leveled up to an equivalent, bought the brand new car. Like all of that was for her.
Mhm.
So for me to have to do that all over again without fully getting myself to where I want to be, I can't do that. I can't afford to do it. And I feel like you might be able to relate. no?
100%.
And that's kind of what it is. Like the expectation is you want me to invest in you right now, homegirl, but I've done that already and it didn't work out. I need to sort myself out before I can even put you back into that space. And the thing is, I've done it before. Like I know the setup that half of these women are here looking for. They want the house, the kids. They don't want to work themselves. If they do, they want their own business. Like, yeah, nobody's trying to go work that 9 to 5 no more. That setup is there, and I'm all for it because I'm striving for that myself. But the way you want me to invest in you on the front end, nah, we can't do that, yo.
So when you say
It's got to be convenient. There's got to be like
but when you
an
say,
understanding here.
you say like on the front end. So are you saying that you're finding this initially when you first start talking to somebody?
I feel like a lot of girls that I've known from 19 how long ago, and even girls that I'm new to now, it's like the same.
women.
I don't even think it's just about talking to girls. I think it's something internal too that you go through with yourself. Like, how much am I willing to put into this whole thing right now? Because let's just say in the form of time. Because at same time, I need to put into myself and go ahead and evolve this business or this agenda or this career
I can
path.
somewhat speak for him based on the conversations we've had. Yo, he did a lot too on the front end for homegirl. And for all of that shit to go south, yo, you want me to do that shit again?
No, but you guys are.
It's a hard scar or bruise or emotion.
But when you
to
really
just
sit back
forget.
and think about it, I promise you, there's levels to it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm not
There's
saying for you
levels to
guys to
this.
forget anything, but you keep saying like on the front end.
Yeah.
So
All that courting shit that you want right now, going to these fancy restaurants, these outings, these lavish things. Yeah, I've been there, done every single last one of those joints, yo.
Got a mortgage. got rent.
Exactly. Not
Yeah, but
exactly. I have like real, even realer life situations that I'm focused on.
That's completely different. If you like the mortgage,
that's just
the
part
car,
of it. That's just
that
part
stuff.
of it.
But I'm saying like in terms of like courting someone, if you are saying that you don't have time for that and you don't want to invest in that, like there's ways to court women where you don't have to take them out to like $300, $400, $500 dinners.
Like what?
Like anything.
Like what?
You talked about what did you just do? You just did something. I don't remember. Like an activity. You can go out for drinks.
I know you're talking about my business.
Yeah, I know. So I didn't.
I'm joking. I know. I mentioned it on here. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Okay, so like
pottery painting.
Yeah, so like there's different things. Like there's a bunch of things you can do where it's not you spending like just out your ass.
Yeah, but that, Joe.
And if you find someone that understands, like, so for example, you own a house, right? So it's not like you don't have things going for you. You have a car. Like, so it's not like you don't have things going
Girls
for
don't want
you.
to hear that shit.
But it's girls, sure.
Women don't want to hear that shit.
Then you're not.
I don't want to hear. They don't want to hear any excuses for that matter.
I can't speak to the caliber of women that you're talking to.
I like how this guy's just leaving me out here by myself.
That
I'm not interrupting. I'm picking, like, I'm trying to let her talk.
Can't respect like the things that you've done, right? Like you both have done a lot of things in your life. So now if you're going on dates, just because a date isn't $300, $400, $500, you think that a woman's not going to appreciate that.
See, like
there's small gestures that you can do on dates or when you meet someone or when you're courting someone that doesn't necessarily mean you have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars in terms of investment in that way. When you're like, yo, I'm done doing the fancy dinner, I'm done doing that. You don't have to do that off the bat. You really don't. And if you meet someone that's willing and understands where you're coming from and has done that themselves and has the same type of mindset, then they're not going to fight you on that. And the fancy dinner will come at some point.
They don't believe it, yo.
Nah,
I promise you.
Time is a luxury right now. Like
I was just going to get into the other part.
Everything has been fast
It's not even just
forwarded.
money. It's the time too.
Everything has been fast forwarded, where you're expected to really get to know somebody so quickly in, let's just say, 6 months. Like 6 months really is nothing anymore, or ever kind of was. But there was a vulnerability when you're younger to like get there because you didn't have as much baggage. But now it's kind of like you're just getting to know the person after that time frame.
I feel like when you're older, like 6 months is a long time because you know what you want. So if these are not like if the things in the beginning are not aligning with what you want, then move on. It's not for you.
It's not that simple. I think sometimes you're just getting to know the person where their initial habits that they're kind of covering up or hiding have not come out until later.
I feel like
even made an argument with somebody the other day. I'm like, I'm at a point where it's like, I'd rather cut all of that shit out, that going out bullshit, that in between shit. I'd rather be in your space and you be in my space so I know how you live.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know how you live right now.
That's one of
I don't care about none of that going out bullshit to entertain you.
But that's how you feel.
But then women see here that it's like, yo, I'm not coming over to Netflix and chill and da-da-da-da-da. Like, fuck that. When you take me out, let's go do something. And I'm not opposed to that. But it's like, yo, this every week, twice a week shit that you're expecting, these fancy restaurants and all that shit.
Yeah. But
my
that's
nigga,
my
you're going to need to understand that that ain't going to work like that.
You don't need to do that.
Hey man, you're speaking from your female perspective,
right? And you're speaking from yours, though, right? So, and you're saying like,
and you're
if you're 35, that's not because took all this time and like all these things, like that happened very quickly. Like that courting time happened in a very short amount of time. I know what I want. Like we talked about this on the pod, like I don't know however many episodes ago.
Yeah, go back and watch every single last one of those.
You asked me like, oh, when does the topic of like getting married and kids come up?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I remember asking that, but that
initially, like that's the first thing I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want those things in your life in general, I'm not saying with me.
Yeah.
But then there's no point in this. So I'm gonna tell you all of these things. I'm gonna show you. I'm like, this is who I am. And you guys are saying like time is valuable, and it is. But everybody makes time for the things that they want to make time for and that are important to them. I'll make time and go work
what's important to them.
Yeah, for sure. And so like I'll go to my studio at 2 a.m. because that's the only time I have to go. Do I want to go? No. Am I tired? Yes. Do I have work in the morning? Yes. But will I make time for it? Yes. So if I want to make time to talk to this person and get to know this person, I will. If you're doing it on your commute to work, when you wake up and you're doing your business in the bathroom, when you're on your break, when you're going for a walk, whatever, however you want to fit it in, you can fit it in.
So what are you saying? That exists out there in your mind?
It does exist.
Because I swear to goodness, I said this to somebody.
Before I was in a relationship, that's who I am.
Like,
all of my girlfriends are like that.
So,
all of them. And they are all single. There's a big, massive group of them, and they're all like that.
What am I, freaking chopped liver over here? Like, you can't send on, yo? Like, what's up?
Remember when we were talking about this a while
I'm
back?
not saying that.
And we had that whole little joke about, yo, shout out to her for the girls just putting up with it. Yeah, she ain't putting up with it. So I can speak to both.
Yeah, exactly.
I can speak to both. I can understand that, but she, like, with her, it was more the time commitment that I could not commit, period. And not just from a physical standpoint, but I mean, even just time. Like, it was more me.
The same thing you said is what I would love to have too.
So like what you were talking about one time, we're having a conversation outside where I'm like, I think I'm just looking for companionship. I'm not in a position to really date anybody, or relating to your whole point about fronting everything and covering the main expenses initially, purchasing a property, all that stuff. In my head, I'm like,
this guy's good. He left her in there.
I'm not in that world right now where like I just want to really work on me. And I get that women have their priorities too, because that's, again, my line. Do you? I'm going to do me. Make yourself your priority. If we can make it work within that, great. If not, then hey, it's at some point going to fall apart. That's why 6 months isn't enough. Even as direct as you can be, often enough, it still falls apart because people don't realize you really meant that. Where it's like,
But if you like, I understand what you're saying in terms of like, do you put yourself first? But if you're two people coming together, there has to be compromise and there has to be sacrifice.
Facts.
And if you're not there yet to do that, then it's just not going to work. So
Facts.
even if you do the 6 month thing where that works at that time, like compromise and sacrifice has to happen at some point.
Agreed.
So
that's what I mean by 6 months isn't enough. There might be certain things that you're expecting me to do in the form of compromise to better it for like your side of the scale, where I'm trying, but the pace that I'm trying at is not matching what you would need, you know?
And that's fair. Not everybody moves at the same pace,
exactly.
Right? So like, but that's a conversation to be had, right?
Agreed.
Like when you're getting to know someone, like, you know, I think that if we're talking for X amount of time, like I think we could get to the point where we would be able to make a decision. And if you're not there, then that's cool. Like, then this is not for me.
Let me ask you guys a question, and maybe you could answer this too with the person before you started dating them, right? Is there a specific question that you ask no matter what, like to get an idea of who this person is when you meet them or just met them, or you're getting to that point of, I think I'm gonna like start dating them.
Like a specific question?
Yeah, like a specific question.
No, I mean, I'm not sure that I follow you, but like
I don't know. Do you have kids? Like, is there a specific question that you're going to ask them, or right out the gate, like,
this will
kind of give you an idea of
like
what you
in terms
think
of
about
like a non-negotiables type shit?
Not just a non-negotiable, to just get an idea of the person.
Of like who they are as a person?
Somewhat, Like, do you find Jerry Seinfeld funny? Or like whatever the question is. Is there a certain question? Like maybe for you, it's like, hey, do you listen to reggae?
Oh, yeah. Man, you're in my head now.
Yeah.
Good hell. Yeah, that's
better
it.
Put that on
that's
pause.
Yeah, I know.
God damn.
It's that. Like, the question is on the genre of music. If God said you could only listen to one genre of music for the rest of your life, what genre is that going to be? I need to know that answer.
I will make a Seinfeld reference, like in conversation. And if they don't get it, that it just doesn't sit well with me.
Like
I don't know if
it would be a lot. It would be a lot
deal
better.
breaker.
It would be a lot better if they got it.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, same thing with me. It's like,
Because like,
you're not going to be a no if you don't listen. If reggae is not your choice, but I just need to know what the answer is.
Yeah.
like
So
their sense of humor would be very important to me.
the wit,
Yeah.
they need to match
like
your
if
level of
you
wit.
can't banter with me, like that's not gonna work.
But
Because
do
like
you
when
need
you're,
the Seinfeld references?
I mean, I use that as one of them.
Yeah.
So I came across something that I thought was really good. I'm reading The 400-Hour Work Week. Really good book for anybody that's got their business. You guys got your own business. Anyone that's listening right now, if you have your own business, go listen to that, right? He's saying this in the hiring process of his business, that you should ask this question based on who you're hiring. But he's like, you could also relate it to like a spouse or someone that you're considering to date. And I somewhat do this, but not like on purpose initially. And he goes, what was the last course that you did or something that you invested in learning? And when's the next one that you're going to do? But in conversation, like you could have that. But he's asking someone that he's looking to hire. I thought that was golden to just get like for me anyway, for the type of person that I am, to just get a really good understanding of like what's happening. Are you still invested in yourself to continue to grow in your career, in your skill set, in your whatever, you know? Yeah. So that's become a big one for me where, I don't know, I want them to have something going on with themselves where they're trying to improve it and I could even use it to learn from, you know?
I get what you mean. And going back to what you had said before, like when you're going to your studio and stuff, I'm on the same time. I would want somebody to understand how like driven I am to where, they're just willing to come over and chill while I'm on the computer working. And they're just there kicking and talking to me, or they're on their computer working too. And it's like a sort of a work date.
Or they're masterminding with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Giving you some
You know what I
ideas
mean?
about
Like,
what's going
definitely.
on.
So I think that's super like important. Like I've never had that until like my current relationship where like I have to like complete an order and like he's in there
helping
like
you.
you were in there shooting in
that.
the gym with me. Like if he wasn't, like I wouldn't have finished on the time that I did.
A lot of these
You know?
women
And,
ain't
like,
willing to shoot in the gym right now. I promise you.
And that was a big thing. And like my ex prior, like didn't really
See, like
the support wasn't there, and like the vision, seeing my vision, and believing that I could achieve what I want and where I'm going, like wasn't there. So I
but
think
did you need
super,
the practical support, or was there any even like moral support? Like,
yeah, for sure. Well, I'm not speak for her.
Like,
But
how do we know? I don't know.
with
I
my
think,
ex,
Like if you had the same order,
Mm-hmm.
this current boyfriend you're saying has been there helping you side by side, like physically helping you.
yeah.
Did the ex at least give you moral support? It was like, oh, you can get it done. Don't worry, like you'll figure it out. You only
It was
got 10
more
more, like nothing.
it was more on the like that's your little business
Don't do
type
that.
of vibe. Like you know what I mean? Like overall, it wasn't like literally sitting down and giving me ideas about like, oh, did you think about doing this? And like, what about this? Or like expanding and da da da.
But do you see how that affects you?
Yeah, for sure.
You know? And it's
For
like,
sure. And I was up at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, like filling orders, like at home.
Mm.
And it wasn't like, you know, I don't know, like it just wasn't. It wasn't there.
So going like, I guess a huge freaking relating it back to what you're saying, where you're like, I don't want to front again. That psychologically chips down very deep to me with certain things where it's like, when you guys asked me, this was probably with Big Looks and I forget her name. Shem, forgive me, Shem. And it was like, truth is a big part of the relationship right out the gate. I feel that whatever's bothered you or that was a deterrent, miscommunication, maybe communication wasn't as strong, I've put more value on those things now. And that's why I'm saying 6 months isn't enough, because there's so much that you get to know about a person, because they might not even be ready to open up at the pace that I'm ready to open up at. You need a lot more time, and a lot of that time isn't really discussed just going to dinners and doing all this other stuff. You need to really get into the finances.
Half the time when you're outside with them, they're just fucking taking pictures and all that other bullshit to post on Instagram too. The fuck? Why are we doing this?
Like I remember this one.
Why are we doing this?
There's this one girl.
You get what I mean, though?
But there's
you
this
have
one.
a very skewed viewpoint.
Nah, man. I got Pree. I'm outside. So when I'm outside, I'm outside. And
So
I see,
I'm not-
like,
Let me just jump in real quick and say one more thing. And this isn't me calling out any of the girls that I've dated with. Some girls are like so on point with that, where they're like, I need someone to work with me. I already got my business going. This is what I'm working on. But then it's something else that doesn't work. Like it's even finding something remotely close to perfect is very difficult. And I take a lot of the credit for myself. And this is where I'm like, it's me more. Like I'm not the easiest to get along with right now just because of what I'm willing to compromise, what I'm willing to do, what I see, and just healing up really. Like there's a lot to still recover from me. So the companionship is important. Even when I try to date, it's still like, I already see the pattern. And I could see them not being able to put up with how little I'm willing to put up with in certain regards, you know, even if it's a lot. Like, does that make sense? Do you follow what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think I know what you mean.
I think a part of it, that is also me accepting like, yo, this ain't going anywhere yet because I'm not there yet.
But I think that's fair though, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you're particular in what you can do and what you can give,
Yeah.
and you express that, like I don't think that that's a bad thing. Like you're just like, this is where I'm at right now. And maybe that means that you can't really date in terms of like finding something like long term and that like committing to something right now.
Yeah.
Because maybe you don't have the time. And
you're just okay with that though? Like at no point in time do you ever feel like, yo, I'm ready to like go back to life where I'm able to come home at night to a partner. I want to be able to hug somebody at night.
I don't want to just come home and hug somebody. Like I want like a partner, not just someone that I go home to. And I don't know, like right now, I'm not the person that I think would find the person that I want.
And that's fair.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you want to
Hold
work
on, say that
on
you're
you
I'm currently not who I want to be. Because
to
I'm
be with the person that would want to be with you.
how far do you feel like you are?
from that.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really good question. Like
And
2
then-
years?
Okay, and the closer you get to it, do you feel like you are getting more to that point to where once I get there, I'm going to want that person immediately? Or are you still going to be like, nah, fuck that. Let me go like turn up for a little bit now that I've got here and then go find the girl.
There's no urgency for me to look for anybody right now. To me, it's just as
And you don't want no more kids?
I didn't say that.
But I'm asking
Now
because you're
it's
also getting older.
Yeah,
so it's
you
like,
know what? I kind of like that you brought this up because I had an answer for it before, and I said the whole thing about God willing and like for all that stuff, right? And that's still the case, obviously,
because we're not getting any younger. So it's like,
yeah. But the reason what I'm about to say has changed a little bit more is the time that I got to spend with my kids recently. There's so much that I missed, like in terms of where they've already grown from that phase, and I never got enough time in that particular phase, like when they're younger. Like I would want to be in a relation. The only way I would have had kids, again, God willing, is if I know that divorce is not an option with this person. Where we're sticking it out no matter what. We know each other that well. We're gonna grow and raise these kids together. Like,
what were you gonna say?
I don't remember.
I feel like you had something to get at me about.
I do. I always do. But I don't
so what
remember.
was it? Oh,
I don't
you lost
know.
it? Oh,
I don't know what we were talking about.
Winner, Gagnon.
Lucky me. It's when I made the Instagram comment.
Oh
like
yeah.
The picture shit.
Yeah. Like that's stupid.
What?
Like what is? Let's say she wants to take a picture. So what?
Yo, I remember the one that was like, I can't do this. I remember going to a baseball game a couple years ago with this girl. Yo, I promise you, it was nothing but a bunch of pictures of herself the entire time. I'm like, yo,
were you guys in a relationship?
what are we talking about right now?
This is still me court because I made the comment about like taking a girl out, and all they really care about is like taking a bunch of pictures and stuff to post on Instagram and shit.
But she's at a baseball game, so she's
this was excessive. I promise you, this was too much.
Was she an influencer?
No, this was like years ago. This wasn't even like a thing at that point. But
okay,
hold on, let me get caught up. You took some girl out to a baseball game, and she's just taking pictures of herself at the baseball game. Yeah. Okay, all right, cool, go on.
For like,
yeah. How many times have you had that happen though?
I mean, that was the one example that came to mind because that's when I was totally like taken aback. Trust me, I was very annoyed. Yeah. But it has become a thing to where people are outside, they want to take pictures and add to their Instagram story and all that type of stuff.
So hold on,
I've never been that kind of person. So sometimes it becomes a bit too.
Did she ask you to be in the picture?
No.
Would you have wanted to be in the picture?
No.
Yeah. See, that's the next thing to me though.
What?
Like, I'm the same way. I don't want to be in the picture. I don't want to post a picture. But if you're doing it, then whatever, that's up to you. Do it.
Like, what's excessive to you?
What is excessive? That's a good question.
Like,
telling you to take the pictures?
No, but what are we like? Are we putting like a number on it in terms
No,
of
like
like
you're saying
pictures
that
per hour?
Nah,
you're saying
moments.
you're
Like how frequently is it happening?
you're saying that you took a girl out to a baseball game and she was like, it was way too excessive. Like, oh my God, it was way too much. So like, what was too
It
much?
had to have been like 45 pictures in like 20 minutes. You take a break
Of
like,
herself.
yeah, and then it's like
So
back, and then it's like
So you know that like when
30 minutes later it's like another 10, 20.
but you know like when a girl takes a photo of herself, like you literally take a minimum of 30, like this, just a different, like that.
Did you tell her? Yo, it's a bit much.
Like that's not.
I made a comment. I don't remember what it was though. Like, but I'll always make a comment.
But was it direct
Do you
enough
think
for her
you
to
make
hurt
too
you?
many comments?
No.
Wait, what'd you say?
Do you think he said he'll always make a comment?
He's like, do I think I make too many comments?
Yeah, but how effective was what you said though? Is what I'm trying to say. Like if that was happening, I would
My
tell the
intention
person. I'd
wasn't
be like,
to
yo,
get, but my intention wasn't to get a point across. Besides, like, yo, like it's not that serious.
Yeah.
That's all it really is.
Was it her first baseball game? What if she was really excited?
No.
What if she was really excited? What if she hasn't been to a baseball game in so long? What if the other team that was playing was like her childhood favorite team and she was
That's a
just
lot of
really
ifs.
So if I
happy?
took out my phone
I'm
and
just
did all
saying.
that, how would
I hear
you
you.
feel about it?
But like that's
right now?
No,
like
if,
what?
If I'm at the baseball, if you and I are on a date at the baseball game and I
Yeah.
took out my phone, I'm taking a bunch of pictures
Yeah.
of myself.
Yeah.
How would you feel about
I'd be
it?
like, do you want me to take some for you? Go stand over there. I'll position you with the CN Tower.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's how I am.
And then how many of those are you gonna take?
Enough. I'm on the ground. I'm crouching. I'm getting angles. I'm doing all. I do this for strangers. Like I don't think anything's wrong with trying to capture a moment. There's nothing wrong with that.
I see both.
I take beer pictures of my mom when we're out. Like I'm
So,
like, go
here-
stand over there.
I can relate
You
to
look good
Mind
in
you,
this.
I am a
Whatever.
picture taker myself, but I'm very much a candid, like capture the moment, like the moment itself, not the posy bullshit that you'll spend like the next 45 minutes doing.
Right, but if you're like, what am I like? If we're on a date and like it's our first date,
Yeah,
and
we
you're
can
out,
take a 1-2 pictures.
No,
I have
I'm
no
not
problem
saying-
with that.
I'm
I have
not
no problem with
saying
taking a
that.
1-2 pictures.
Sir, not saying that. You're saying you like to take candid photos.
That is my preference, yes.
Right.
But even if you and I are out now, I don't mind taking a 1-2 pictures. It's not that serious.
Okay,
but
but
if
what
you're
if-
sitting there the entire night with your phone in hand, just taking pictures nonstop, it's
So you're saying
too
that's
much.
what she did?
Yes, it was like, trust me, I'm not complaining about 3 pictures, 4 pictures.
I'm not saying
Nah,
three,
this was
4
like-
pictures.
Nah, this is it's too
the
much.
way
It's
I
too
can
much.
relate to both of what you guys are saying for your sake, for me, it's more if you're just on your phone. If all you're doing is
if
on
you're
your
not-
phone with
if
you,
if you're not present,
yeah,
I agree.
Like, what are we doing, right?
That fair.
If you want pictures, I don't know how excessive that was. Like, I can do a couple for you where I can set it
like,
up.
I don't mind taking
But after
1-2
that,
pictures.
yeah, I don't want it done either.
You don't
Yeah.
definitely have to take pictures online. That's
Yeah.
annoying. I get that.
Yeah.
But if she wants to take,
But
if she's in a cute outfit and she wants to take selfies of herself, she could do that. I
The
would
entire
probably
night?
No, I'm not saying the
Yeah,
entire
but
night.
if it were the entire night, at some point you're not gonna be like, yo.
which is why
take
I'm
one of them.
asking you what excessive is, because maybe what's excessive to you is not excessive. to
but
me.
that's gonna be it too. It's all preferences at the end of the day.
So-
Like you might have more
I-
patience with something else, whereas this is the one that's pushing. Like, yo, what
I
am
also,
your cameraman right now?
if I was on a date and I want to take pictures of myself, I would
I'm not
do it
holding a
like
purse.
when I would go to the bathroom. Like I would do it on my own. I wouldn't do it beside
in front of the
my
person.
date because I'm like, what am I doing?
Oh.
I might do like a 1-2, but like if I want to take a selfie of myself, like maybe I would do it like just not in the presence of that person because I'm trying to
That seems like a
like
very
talk
good
to that
idea.
person or like, you know, obviously get like have conversations and stuff like that.
That seems like a very good idea.
So,
I would hope that a lot of women take away from that point. What were you gonna say?
but also everything I'm
I
saying
just-
is most of my group of like single friends.
Say that again. Sorry.
So most of the things I'm saying is like this is yes, it's from my perspective, but this is like a collective. Like a lot of my friends are like this. So it's when
My
when
complaint
you're
isn't
talking
that women
about-
take pictures when they're outside.
I'm not
yeah, I
saying
get that.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying just the picture thing. I'm just saying all of it, like the working with you and like being productive and understanding and like the building and all that stuff. So it's hard for me to relate to like what you're saying of how like women are because I don't experience that with like my friend group.
Make your business visible online. For a complimentary digital marketing and website consultation, go to dnflowz.com. dmmu.ca or call 647-469-DMMU.
Yo, shout out my firstborn. You want to talk about inspiration and inspiring?
Only going up this year.
Turned 8, yo. 8 years a father.
It's big.
It's kind of
Congrats.
crazy, yo.
Happy birthday, sir.
Kind of crazy.
Only going up this year.
To many more, and many more, yo. Many more kids, too. When I find that right joint.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. But with the whole Teddy P thing, I'd ask you if you saw Tyrese on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
You saw a bit of it?
A bit of
you
it.
watched the whole thing or you just saw a bit of it?
I watched quite a bit of it, like, but I was in and out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any part that stood out to you? Because I got mine queued up.
There's a couple. One thing that stood out was
did you see it? Any of it?
I'm going to try to paraphrase this right. How he's talking about certain things are necessary, like men will go through it to be able to put out something beautiful from it. And I think he was talking about Marvin Gaye when he said he had no money at a time and he had lost a lawsuit or something like that. And then they go, you have to put out an album. So he put out
to pay.
I thought that was it was interesting.
That's rough, though.
Yeah, like I haven't heard the album, but not that alone made me okay. Let me see what perspective he's speaking from when he shares this. So I'm gonna go take a listen to that. It was just a completely different way to look at stuff.
Yeah, he's got a movie coming out and album, so he was there promoting that. But it was an interesting conversation.
It was. Even his the marketing behind what he was wearing, and he had to quickly go to the anthem, and he still ended up wearing the same outfit to promote it.
And they were pointing out that Tyrese knows exactly what he does in terms of like trolling and all that shit.
Yeah, it's pretty intelligent.
Some of it is just real life, but then other things he's like, nah, F it, I'm gonna run with this and watch how I play into it.
And then the next one where he was, so this makes me question whether this is real or not, but he spoke about it briefly where he's like, remember when he got caught crying? That video went viral of him and everyone was kind of trolling him. Yeah. And he's like, well, I was high off a certain amount of medication that I wasn't supposed to take, so that wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah. Is that even the truth anymore? Like you could almost twist the narrative any which way to get some sort of attention, but
so you don't believe him?
No, I believe him. I'm just saying you could make
ready to get him.
You could make that up to get attention for something. So I'd be interested to learn how many things people play on us where we don't even know that was made up, and when we'll find out, if ever.
Not you saw any of it? Yeah. Eh? Anyways, this is the part that sort of stuck out for me. I'm pretty sure it's at the right spot.
Imagine that. So,
and Ray passed in 2022, right?
Ray passed away, and this is the last piece of art he left the world with. And it is the most uncomfortable performance you'll ever see from Ray Liotta. Wow. I mean, I'm talking about on the set. Ray, what's going on? Yeah, all right. Ray wasn't fucking with nobody. Ray was in it.
Reese, you deal with a lot of grief. Like I think about, Brother Paul Walker, and I think about
John
Singleton, your mother.
Divorce. Both of my sisters died.
Your sisters. People don't look at divorce as grief, but you did. You lose things, You probably lost a lot of friends when you went through your mental health breakdown. Are you really, have you really taken the time to deal with all of that grief? Or do you just try to stay busy to avoid it?
I'm doing the best I can with every 24 hours I get.
Immediately I started crying, because I felt that shit like you wouldn't even believe. I felt every single last part.
No, I don't need no tissue. Black men cry.
That's right.
Fucking tissue. Every 24 hours I get, I'm doing the best I can. Beautiful Pain, 1992. There is no square footage I could ever live in. There is no rims, no jewelry, and no car. There is no net worth. There is no press release. There is no co-star. There is no collaboration in the world that could ever replace my mama. That could ever fill the void of what it's like to wake up and get married and want to be in something for the rest of your life. And it goes away.
You're making me cry.
Get Tyrese some tissue. I
don't need no tissue.
Man, you US, man.
And I tell you right now, there's somebody that can relate to all of that shit. You guys know who it is, yo. And when I tell people the last 5 years have been like effed up. Excuse me not. So I'm going to try not to curse today because of what you said earlier. But yo, like I'm doing the best I can with the 24 hours that I get, yo. And I find it hard for people to understand some of that stuff these days. But when you heard Tyrese say it on that type of scale, that type of platform, it hit home for a lot of people, I feel like. Did you get that far into it? When you
No, I didn't get that far into it.
Even the part like you're putting your all into this, yo. I'm telling you, there isn't a single girl on the road that could say that I've put my all into as much as my previous relationship, that being the mother of my children. And to like really like wake up and be living life on something like, yeah, I intend on spending the rest of my life with this person. And for all that to go to shits the way that it did, bruh. And then losing your mother after that, it's like, yo, it is rough out here, yo. For me, though, like,
is it that part?
What?
Or is it also what happened after the fact? Like what you have to deal with?
Like with her? Nah, that stuff, I don't even, in terms of a scale of things that impact me, that ain't nothing. I could soldier that stuff. It's annoying, but it ain't like.
But it's not helping with the healing.
Exactly. Well, with her?
Yeah. Like there is a certain level where it's stinging you. I'll speak for myself. Where it's stinging you. There's certain stuff that you haven't gotten over or even uncovered. But I can notice there's some sort of improvement in the way that we're dealing with each other. So would you say if that occurred, there'd be like, it would make it somewhat more easier to deal with the trauma and the hurt and the pain and everything that you've had to go through? Honestly,
yo, I know that you're asking me about it now, but I don't even care that much about it as much as I do still losing my mom.
That makes sense.
And then even not even being able to like be granted that space or even that grace. That part's definitely annoying on her behalf if we're like including my
like
ex.
Empathy from her.
Basically, yeah. Just like even like
I can relate to that.
Yo, this shit is not easy. Yeah, and like, why are you adding these little dumb things to like to make it even worse? Just in terms of like my life experience.
I don't think it's knowingly though.
Hey, man, this is debatable.
Yeah, fair.
But I don't even care to give her any. We can talk about this relationship shit too if you want. But I honestly, like I said, the part for me is more my mom. Yo, that was your lifeline to life, or mine. Sorry, like that was my lifeline to life.
I remember you saying that in your speech.
Like I traveled down that canal via her to get here.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
I do.
And now that's just gone. Like it's totally removed. Your mother is the one person. If you fall flat on your face, yo. Like flat on your face in life, 9 times out of 10, you have like your mother's gonna be there to pick you up. I know your situation with your mother, yes, but like you get what I mean though. Like even from a mother standpoint, it's hard for a mother to get a point where it's like, yo, I don't give a fuck about that guy, their kid. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And to lose that, it's like, yo, you almost feel like you're just out here like without anything holding you anymore.
I think it's a beautiful relationship. Like it's. I don't even know how you're expressing this right now because I think it's a dark place to visit when it's completely gone. Like I remember you saying this, I think it was last episode where you were like, I was on the gardener and all of a sudden I broke down.
Prince came on and like, yo, trust me.
And then you're like, I got to quickly get it together and I got to go to work. And it's like, what is that quickly together? What does that look like? How much are you really there at work? Like, and this is your version of it. Everyone else that
knows nothing about it.
But they have their own version of it.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it might not be a mother, it might be a father for this person.
Or even a divorce for that matter too. It's like somebody's going to do something.
It could be a child. It could be finances. Like it's a scary time right now, man.
I've mentioned this before too. It's like being in the industry that is television and seeing some of these on-air talents, like at these news outlets, go on camera knowing that, yo, once these lights are turned off, they're going home to some real bullshit. But when they're on camera, they still have to smile and be all cheery and chipper for you guys because you guys still need to be entertained. But yo, there's some real life shit going on for everybody out here.
See, when you bring that up, I'm happy you brought that up too, because it makes me go back to last week again as well. Because I'm coming right off the flight. I just got off. I'm here. We're all tired. We all got daytime jobs. You got a business to deal with. You got a partner to deal with. You got kids to deal with. I got kids to deal with. You got a family to deal with. Not to mention work. Like it's always ongoing. We're not going to say the perfect thing. Maybe it's not as entertaining as you would want it to be, or maybe it's not as engaging or whatever, but it's definitely real life. And it's more relatable, in my opinion, when we
have these real life conversations. As opposed to talking about Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck.
You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
Speaking of divorces.
I just feel like sometimes like people, I mean, I know it's a cliche term. It's like, you never know what like somebody's dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, for me, at my job, like I will be going through something on my own. Mm-hmm. And I'm at my desk and let's say I just finished let's say I'm crying at my desk. 1, I don't want my coworkers to know. 2, I get called on for a client.
Yeah.
So I have to get it together, go downstairs, and then have empathy for somebody else that's asking me for things or whatever that could be. And it's like you just have to stop and you have to like keep going. And for you guys that have children, like I don't know how to like, if you're having like a breakdown or like something's hurt, and then your child comes in and they want to play, and you don't have it. I just think it's just so. That's one of like the hardest jobs, and like the strength that comes from being like a parent and having to like just snap out of whatever you're dealing with to deal with your kid is such a.
You know what this reminds me of? That quote by 50
deal.
Where 50's like depression's a luxury.
Yo, when I first heard that, I was like, I heard it and I was like, what? And then I heard his explanation and I was like, man, I'm like, and I'm in that field.
Oh yeah.
Right. And I've also experienced that. Right. So it's like I had the luxury of just saying like, yeah, I'm not going to work.
Yeah.
Because I would still get paid.
Yeah.
But if I had a job where I didn't get paid, I would have went.
Shout out everybody out here taking leave of absences.
So, like, you know what I mean? And there's people that are able to take, like, stress leave at work.
I'm begging not to do it.
They can't do that. Right? And it's like that.
That's going to be edited.
No, I'm leaving that shit in there. I'm fucking begging this guy to do it.
Yeah, like that what 50 said was, like, an eye-opener. Because I'm like, I never looked at it like that.
It's got a lot of those.
Well, ones that make you look at it from a different perspective?
Yeah, he really flips it. And there's a lot of intelligence behind a lot of things that he says, but we still look at him just like a rapper, you know? Meanwhile, he's making the biggest moves in so many different realms.
And funny enough, I was at a point in life too where I was having a lot of those conversations with my mom. And even just, knowing what it's like from a parental perspective now. And knowing some of the things
you can relate and went through and relate to. So it's like you look at what our parents did, or what your parents did, or how they acted, or what they were going through, or what I look at, like, I know it's so small, but it's like when I was a kid and I would come home from like school and my mom's like, make sure you like take the chicken out of the freezer or whatever. And I would forget. Yeah, and that would have been that did so much for her. I would taking it out. And I would forget. Yeah. And then the way that she would come home and go ape, right? And I'm like, what is the big it's not that serious. And now as an adult, I don't have children to feed, but if I forget to take out the chicken in the morning and I come home, how annoyed you are. I'm so cheesed. Yeah. And it's like even it's like they're tired, they're this. Yeah, it's like I put that on you to help me and you couldn't even do that much for me. Right. What were you gonna say? It's like just the small things where I look back and I'm like, oh my God.
I've been battling with forgiveness a lot the last little while. Like just the concept of forgiving and how do you know you're ready to forgive? What do you have to do to forgive? How do you get over certain things? Whether it be betrayal or just some bullshit, like whatever it is. And with my mom specifically, there's certain things I feel like I'm trying to figure out, how do I forgive you for saying this? Or how do I forgive you for doing this, right? And something recently, it might sound basic right now, but what I've started to really notice is, haven't you gotten to a level after dealing with whatever trauma it was that you start to gain these tools or this next paradigm shift where you're like, oh, I just got to look at it like this and it's not so bad anymore. Is that a little bit? I kind of get what you mean. So sure.
I did that for a long time. Like I, like with my parents, I changed my viewpoint into like things being factual. So to like not really think of like emotion or anything like that. Like if I had to tell them something, like it would just be a fact and I'm not looking for an emotional like response after that. Like typically, like as a child, like you tell your parents something, then you want them to be proud of you.
Yeah.
Like you're waiting for that and you're looking for that.
Mm.
And once you take that part out of it, but I learned that because of trauma that I went through. And like that was a tool I was given to like try to heal something else I dealt with. So it's like you do that, but then the forgiveness part for me came from like I had to forgive people that were never going to give me an apology. Is what I had to do.
Exactly.
And recently, actually, like last week, I got an apology that I never thought I would get, and this is like 8 years ago.
How did it come?
A guy, he called me.
Just randomly?
Yeah.
So, he's on his apology tour.
Maybe.
Could be.
You know, but we know about the apology tour though.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's on his apology tour.
Yeah, and I was very.
You care to share what that was about, or it's too?
We talked
TMI.
We talked for a long time. We never like actually
got together,
like, dated.
Okay. He did some fuckboy
but
shit.
He did a lot of
fuckboy shit.
A lot of things.
Shout out to those guys that eventually
come on to apologize.
But the thing is, like, I like cut him off. I'm like, I don't like, that's it. Like, I don't want you. I don't want to speak to you.
Okay.
And like, he has been like trying to.
Oh, he has
like,
been
come
already
back,
trying
like just to be like, oh, what up? Like, how are you? And like stuff like that. And I'm just like
via Instagram or messages
and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't hate you. I don't. And I've forgiven you and I've moved on a really long time ago. But I don't, like, my boundary is, like, I don't need to allow you in my life.
He sees you on the come up now. That's what it is.
And I've been on the come up. But, like,
you should have been like, yo, but leave a comment.
Exactly. Don't link me on the ones. Put it in the comments. That's what you should have said to
tag him in on this. Tag him in on this one right now.
We'll bleep that bitch ass part out too, though. I might know him.
You do. You do.
I apologize, sir. I apologize. Whoever you are, I apologize.
Anyways, but yeah, like I just never thought I would
does
get.
He listen? Do you know? Maybe he listens. That's all. Fuck.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, he does.
Brother.
He just told me that he listened. I didn't know.
Yeah, link me. I really have no idea who this is.
So,
but
yeah, no,
whatever.
It's fair.
We'll talk about it after.
But my point is that, like, with this person, I was just like, I don't want to be your friend. I don't hate you though, but I don't want to be your friend. And he couldn't understand that concept. He's like, well, you're just trying to hurt me. Like, by not, like, and I'm like, I just don't want you in my life, but I don't hate you.
Yeah.
So that was a struggle for a long time.
taught me that lesson, yo. You love these people from afar.
And I'm like, yeah, but I don't wish you any ill will. But anyways, this apology came like literally last week. And I was like, I never thought I would hear.
But you answered the phone? What made you answer the phone though?
Because I don't have like the numbers.
Your number saved? So you
like,
just had number
so his number is saved as like an emoji in my phone.
Not the emojis. Yeah, what emoji is it?
Yeah, it's the no hand like this.
Yeah, eh? Damn it. Have you ever knowingly been an emoji?
No, not knowingly.
Damn it, yo! I know about
some of them,
emojis
like,
for me still.
I had a number in my phone saved as like do not answer.
Yeah.
And like I won't. The thing is, like, if I block people, like they'll just call private, and I answer private calls because it could be
like to that. And I guess
or if I don't save the number, I'll pick up. So then this way I know not to answer.
To tie in a lot of the things when we initially ended, me and my ex-wife. The first thing I did is change her name.
You told me to do that with me
to what?
My situation too.
To my kid's name. So I put my daughter, I put my son, because you could probably relate to this. As soon as I see that ring and I see that name, like I don't even want to talk. Yeah, I already feel a rush of like all kinds of stuff.
So even though you changed it to your children's
made a huge difference.
You wouldn't feel that way, or you still.
You have that extra 3 seconds to prepare yourself so it doesn't hit you as hard.
No, it's like reading the name. This might sound silly.
It's a trigger.
Yeah,
100% it is. Now I'm like, okay, it for them.
It could be them. Yeah, it could be them. That part too. It's like, let me calm down because it could be them. That part.
So it was literally a trigger that I had to change. Yeah. I hate it when I say that. That I had to change to show up
A
different.
lot of guys go through this, and I can only speak from guys.
I don't think a lot of people do this though.
I have, the name change thing.
Oh yeah,
because I know of another one, two guys, same thing. The second they see that name, your heart rate goes up. Everything, like you could just see the facial changes. Everything.
I'll give you another one.
It's very triggering.
The email notification when it's from my lawyer.
Yo,
it's a wrap.
Oh, wow.
It's I had to, yeah.
Interesting.
It would take me a while to just calm down to even, and it could be nothing. It could just be like, yo, this is your invoice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which isn't nothing.
still nothing.
Which isn't nothing.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
by the way, you got to whatever.
Right.
Oh man, like I think I don't think females feel that way about this sort of stuff. I think male guys,
it depends on what side you're on, though, because there are guys who are out there like,
man.
You guys don't know that. Maybe
Yes, maybe.
your exes felt that way when your name would show up on their phone.
Fair.
mind you,
Could.
but
Fair.
we don't feel like we are the one instigating this, so it's.
Fair. Also
Oh,
fair.
But
man.
again, they
I
could
feel
feel
it
the
right
exact-
now. I feel it right now. Like I could like feel
Yeah, right.
a relationship to like now that I'm envisioning that time. Mind you, it's fresh. I just got divorced in January. So I still remember that notification. I remember people being around me where I'd be like, oh, aren't you going to check that? Nah, I'm not. I need to calm down. I need to like, it's, and this is sober state of mind.
Oh, man,
Like, it's not like,
Yeah, but like, even
if
when you're going
Face was
through-
here, if Face was here right now, oh, buddy, he could tell you some stories. yo.
Even if you're going through, like, if you're in a relationship and it's like a toxic relationship, or you're
Same
in a
shit, yeah,
fight,
you get
Don't
some
got
dumb
time
shit.
for that.
and you see
Yeah.
a number, like, or
I
if
don't
you're
even
fighting,
answer.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're just
yeah.
like, oh, like that initial feeling, like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to deal with this.
this is what I was
There's
thinking.
levels to it. I get what you mean, but just mean there's levels to it.
No, for
Yeah,
sure. I
like,
don't.
yeah, yeah.
I don't mean that.
Going to what you were just asking about, or the emoji thing. Let me, just
Even
a
if you
quick
get the
question.
strength to open it, you see the subject line on shit, but you open it, you read like 3 lines, then it's over.
How many
But
people?
You know,
how many people you got
what
blocked
women-
on your phone?
How many people got blocked on my phone?
And how many? Okay, 2-part question. How many people you guys got blocked on your
I
phone?
haven't been
One,
blocked.
no.
Nah.
WhatsApp? Are you gonna get all tech? You got nobody blocked.
Don't
Okay.
block nobody. What? Just-
Okay. So
How many people you got
Oh,
blocked?
sorry.
how many people's phone have you also been blocked on? Where you still leave it, but you know that you're blocked.
I've never known
What?
that I'm
Say that one more
blocked.
time.
Where you're blocked on someone else's phone.
I know one person's phone that I'm blocked on.
Yeah.
Girl or guy?
It's a guy.
Yeah. eh?
Yeah,
What
but
did
I don't.
you
I
do?
don't even know. No, but like I don't call them.
So how do you know you're blocked though?
Because one time, like I think we were texting on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, I'll just call you,
Yeah.
and then I did, and then I'm like, oh, maybe your phone died, and he's like, oh no, I still have you blocked, and I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah. Eh?
and that's how I like. I was
How'd
like,
you
oh.
feel in that moment?
You've
I said-
never blocked
I
anyone?
I was like, oh, okay, because I don't call you, so like I was like, oh, that's. He's also very
Was it like,
dramatic.
oh, you're dumb? Like,
Yeah,
why
like
you
he's
blocked?
very, very
Okay.
like he's a dramatic man.
How many people you got blocked?
I have all the Service Canada fake numbers.
No, I
blocked.
get that.
Those people.
That's not what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't have like
I've had a on and off blocking game with this one girl for probably like
So who's blocked right now? You
like,
or her?
none of us right
So
now.
you guys are communicating.
No, we're not even communicating though.
Okay.
how do you know when you're not blocked anymore?
On
though?
WhatsApp, it's like how
Your
I've learned
picture
it.
shows?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
But that means you'd have to go to their picture to see.
yeah.
So
I
you
know.
check.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea whether or not I'm blocked. I'm blocked with people. I have no idea.
Oh,
It's interesting.
Shit, I was gonna ask you something.
I almost want to put up like a message out there. Like, does anybody have me
so
blocked?
the
I
last
need to
girl that
know.
I was talking to as well, I'm blocked. Okay,
What'd you do?
it's just done. It's just like
You were-
But how do you know you're blocked? Like, that's what I mean. Like, what
because on the picture I was gonna respond to the last
and then
whatever.
gone? Ghost.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
go
like-
to
yeah. So
you
like
go to
now there's no
write it.
picture, which is
Yeah.
fine because she's done it before too.
That's what I was gonna
But-
say.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you
yeah.
guys are talking again.
Yeah.
Right.
I almost want to go through my phone now to see if
Yeah.
I can figure some of these things out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I have no
But
idea.
the difference this time, I feel like I should block back. This way now, like
They can't
I've-
see shit from you.
I've no, not that they can't see anything. Now I've cut it off on my side too, because I think sometimes when you leave it open, history has a way of repeating itself.
But
Having said that,
I almost want to hit the Duke it.
it was also for the better though, because
Right.
I thought the relationship was amazing when I left it unblocked when we got together for a little bit and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also built on a wobbly foundation. You get what I'm saying? Where I already know, like,
So
I'm like this.
fair.
You don't want this.
I think everyone,
versa,
like
you know?
some people, like I have a girlfriend that uses that block button. Like, I
it's
don't
nothing.
need. Oh my god! Like the list is like lengths and lengths and lengths. And for me,
Those people I just ignore after a while.
the
When
reason I don't block anybody because I want you to know
that I
like
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like like I have
pennying you. You ain't got time for this, yo.
I have one. This is a guy like I used to talk to, and I cut him off. Like I was just like, you are not worth my time. Like you're a waste of like all the things. Like I just said,
Like you said all
everything.
that? Oh, ouch.
Yeah, I'm like, you wasted my time, and I'm like, you wasted my energy. And now that I've moved on, like you're trying to blah 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 blah, right? And I wasn't in a relationship yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you don't respect this, da 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 da. So you didn't respect that. I said, all right, yeah, fine. It's been a year and a half, I would say, over maybe just over a year and a half of him talking to himself in my DMs.
That's dope. Shout out to his creativity.
Every story, every post, every something.
He'll say something about it and you just don't respond.
You remember there was like fires here, like in Vancouver. He knows I don't live in Vancouver.
And you don't respond.
He's like, "Are you okay? This is in Canada. Are you all right?" If I post like something's wrong with Lucy, he's like, "Is she okay? Like what's going on?" Oh, you're not even gonna answer. Da, da, da. And I'm like, you can keep going, and it shows seen. Like I
look at it,
but you have no access to me. Like you could try.
Yeah, I've been that guy too.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because like one time it'll come through, but it's not.
You saying the box was that good? You had to get it back?
Nah, it was just like that example.
So
that you
why
did,
did you? Okay, so now asking someone that has done that. Why did you do that? And why didn't you stop?
Sometimes
or how long did it go on for? Sorry.
I don't remember how long it went on for. Not long. Like, I don't remember. Less than a year and all that.
Yeah.
But my whole thing was I had a feeling that we would end up having a conversation again at some point, and it'd be like a check-in because it was a bit of a friendship before it was what it was.
And did you?
Nah.
No.
Nah. Every story doesn't end with a happy ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get that side of it.
Did you feel like a lame at some point though?
Yeah, I did at some point. But at the same time, it's worked so many times too, where you keep messaging somebody and after a while they go ahead and message back or you have that conversation and it leads to something. That's never happened?
Nah, you sound like a weirdo at this point, bro.
So I have ones on my
You don't get
Facebook from like 2008. They've been like, hi, hello, hi. But this guy.
That's not what I'm saying. What
no,
I'm
not
saying,
that. This person, like we had a.
I don't like that he left me on a weirdo tip. So I want to explain the game so he gets it. It's not weird if you're messaging somebody and eventually they message you back and you do end up hooking up again. Like that.
Well, no, like, because how long? Like, for months and months, and you're just talking to yourself?
You've never linked up with anybody after like X amount of years?
Of them just
I'm not messaging. I'm not sending messages in between and they're not responding.
But there was a point that you were, let's just say the first 3, 4, 5 months, whatever it is of the time it ended. And then you reach out again. And then it's like, oh yeah, now there's a response, there's a conversation. Now it actually leads to whatever it leads to.
Reaching out periodically and like saying like, hey, or like trying to like start a conversation. But this is like every Instagram story, maybe like every other day.
No, that's
talking.
a little too much. Like not every, like that's borderline stalking.
I'm just saying like to have a conversation with yourself with no response for over a month is wild to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And you're saying you've done that.
I'm not saying that I've done it like that. I have left messages where I've gotten no response.
And
but
then messaged again after that.
Yeah, and message again after that.
Exactly. That's
but not to the frequency of I'm watching every story.
To me, it doesn't even matter. Nah, to me, it doesn't matter. I'll throw that line out one time. If I can't wheel that back in, I'm not throwing another line out there, bro.
Now we got to you did try it the one time. So like now you're saying
I'll throw a line out there, but I'm like that's the one that I'm throwing out there. I'm not throwing another one again.
I've thrown more than
That's what I'm saying.
I've thrown more than one, and then they caught on like the second or the third one.
Nah,
but like I'm not double texting anybody. Like
basically
my friends. Like that, I don't care. I'll harass like my friends, but like a guy, no. Twice, I'll do twice.
I won't even.
It'll keep changing. Maybe you hit 3 later on. Like it is.
Because I'm like, bro, you're ghosting, and I'll feel like I'm like, oh, okay, no.
Maybe they're just busy though. Haven't you done that to somebody where you were just busy, where they over dramatize their response? We're like, yo, you haven't responded in like 2 weeks. What's your problem? And then they do finally get back to you. I was just really busy, or I was out of the country.
Well, back to that guy though.
Which guy?
The apology.
Yeah.
Like, so you ended up getting like, what was it about? I feel like you never even told what it was about.
Oh, like he just apologized for all the fuckery that he did over time.
Yeah,
like all of it, and like how stupid he was, and that he fumbled the bag and blah 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 and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I know you did. Like I get it, and thank you. This apology I never thought that I would receive. I don't need it now because I've already like.
How late was he? When could it have like been like? Yeah, I feel good hearing this still, but no.
the apology for me to go back?
No, not even to go back, but to just value it. Because right now you're like, I don't need it. So at what point would you have valued it?
Like when it was happening, maybe within a year after everything. But our like time together was over like several years, like on and off.
Not me, man. There's some apologies that I've been waiting forever to get.
But you're still waiting for them?
Hell yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But like there's certain things I'm like, it's not even, like I thought I needed the apology.
Yeah.
But like, I don't believe you. Like, it doesn't matter what you say because of like, especially like my like ex that I very much dislike.
Yeah.
Like,
that's very mature of you.
Yeah.
Is it okay if
I just don't want to. Yeah, I don't care. But like, I don't want to give it like power like anymore. But like,
I hear that. I like
that part.
There you go. Good for
like,
you.
You could. Like, it doesn't matter what he could say. Like,
is his name actually Steve though?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I know. Shit.
I didn't know that.
My bad, Steve.
Well, now it's my bad.
I don't know. Like, I thought we were using some like random names, some made up shit.
I thought the made up shit the whole time. Yeah.
This guy's whatever.
I don't care.
I don't know him like that. If he approaches me on the street on the ones, if it ain't on some what's up bun shit, then hey man, depending on who I'm with, SB might have to punch him in the face or something. You know?
Well, I'll do it.
What are you talking about? 28, you're talking about you, bro.
Yeah, fair.
These wild niggas.
Nah, honestly, he's not even worth it. My whole thing is that it wouldn't matter what he would say because like everything was like you're a liar to me, right? So like it holds no grounds, like anything like that. So even though at the time I was like, I wanted an apology, like I needed all this stuff, I'm just like, when I've healed from it and I look back on it and all these people that I've wanted the apology from, like I didn't really need it from them. Like that wasn't the only person that I wanted an apology from and I got the apology and I still needed it was from my mom. Like my parents.
Oh, welcome to that club. Yeah. I haven't gotten it though.
Yeah.
When did you go on your apology tour?
That's a good one. Often enough, it'd be like
there was no period of time where you just
consistently everybody
nah.
Wait, why?
Nah. Well, I have stupid moments.
No, I meant like
so what, every so often you just apologize to some random.
Why
like, not a random, but like one of the ones.
Yeah.
Nice. You went on an apology tour?
Why a tour of a bunch of apologies to every like?
You just wake up one day and you're like, yo, I'm a piece of shit.
Huh?
I fucked up.
It wasn't completed.
I had a list. It wasn't completed.
You had a list. Yeah.
Isn't that what it's supposed to be like?
So it wasn't completed, but when did you start doing it? And what triggered it for you?
Probably my daughter.
Yeah, so after marriage?
Whoa, really, eh?
Wow. That's
I like I found
that too. Yeah, that was one of the triggers for me too.
I find that like
respect that
the same person that apologized to me apologized because of like his girlfriend.
What do you mean?
Like I guess talking to her.
Oh, then
about like
perspective
about me, like
about you.
Yeah,
okay,
valid. Yeah.
Like about me as much as he did, or whatever, however that was. Because I was like, "Where's this coming from? Like, why now?"
You asked?
Yeah, of course. Okay. I'm like, "Where's this coming from? Why now?" He's like, "Actually, I was talking to like my girlfriend about you."
Going back to like, I guess this is a super. Going back to the traumas that your parents have gone through and all that stuff, and being able to forgive. I relate that to all of this now as well, where I'm just starting to get really good at understanding that not everyone has a high level of emotional intelligence.
That part.
And they're just stuck there. And for me to give them the power to hack my mind is how I usually put it, to be on my mind so much about some stuff that they did, which they may not even know that they did.
Or don't realize.
I got to get out of that. And what I've been doing lately is I'm reading a lot of my journals again from way back and the last couple of years, and I'm just noticing what are the common themes in my thoughts. Am I writing about the same stuff that I'm still stuck in, where I haven't been able to get over this? I'll use a real life example. There's a lot of stuff that I still haven't been able to forgive or get an apology from my ex-wife, right? having said that, the trip that I just went on with my kids right now, she helped out with that. You know what I mean? Like packing some of their stuff, making sure that they're prepared, all that good stuff. So a part of me being able to heal and forgive now started to look at what is happening right now to show me that we're moving the direction that this is better for a collective.
Thank you. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Versus, yo, you're still fucking this up. Excuse my language. So that's where I was going with you. And I'm like, would change behavior, would something that they're indicating in like what they're doing for you now, or their conversations or whatever.
It'd be like it'd be a step in the positive direction, and that's the part that I'm annoyed on. Because I can break everything down to like a yes or a no, positive or negative.
Yeah.
You ask me how my day is going. Was my day positive or negative? And I just balance it that way. And exactly what you said. There's nothing that I feel like I can say is positive. And that's the annoying part. Like, it's been years. Like, enough with the negatives.
But if you look at like piggyback off of what you were saying in terms of like your parents, so even or anybody that you look at. So if I look at what my parents did to me, right, or whatever happened, and then I look at what they went through and what they had as like their environment, right?
Exactly.
So it's like let's say like my mom didn't receive a lot of love from like her parents.
Exactly.
So that's the way she would show me love. And then learning from that, the way she now shows my niece and nephew love. Grace? So I had to, because I'm like, if you don't know any better and you don't have the tools that I have.
Exactly.
So in India, like you don't like, they don't have like I don't think they had the capacity to understand like what they were going through, because they were just surviving. And then they all moved to Canada trying to build for their family. So they didn't have time to deal with
And your mom is fully understanding of that now?
Understanding of what?
That those things affected you in the way that they did because of her
to make it more
experience?
What I'm saying is not really specific to my mom, but I'm saying like what I did. Well, okay, specific to my mom or my family. What I did in my older age is looked at also what they were going through. And I never did that before. Because I'm like, how can you do this to me? How can you do this? And
I did that very early in all of this bullshit too, and I still don't understand half of this shit.
And there's a lot of things, and there's a lot of things I didn't know. There's a lot of things I wasn't aware of what was going on. And vice versa though. Like they didn't know the things that I was going through and all this stuff. So it's like having an understanding of looking at things instead of like a tunnel vision, like just top down, to understanding all the environments like together, and then being able to assess
it's
like
perspective.
Yeah, like
as long as you're able to see things from different perspectives.
So that's why there's some people that I'm like, I know I wanted your apology so badly in the beginning, and then after me healing and using like what I had to do to get through it, I don't need it anymore. Thank you for giving it to me now, but it's not something that I've been waiting on or I need anymore, because I don't even know if I would believe it or how like much validity it had.
I mean, you also ain't got a baby father, so or crazy baby father. What were you gonna say?
Fair.
A part of that. You guys are like,
I just meant that you don't have somebody that you deal with like that isn't going anywhere.
Yeah,
like your presence is always going to be there for the next 18 years or whatever.
A part of it, right?
More than that, right? Because all like big moments in your kids' lives. So
all that. There's certain books that I've been reading that are you guys and like a lot of other people are like, you haven't been talking about the books as much, but there's certain books that I'm reading right now that are so deep in psychology where I can't fully express what I'm learning from them, right? It was on my list, Jordan B. Peter's Maps of Meaning, and then Robert Greene, The Laws of Human Nature. There are certain points of view. I'm just going to say basically how I understand it without all the big words and stuff, right? There are certain points of
the big words.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to fully explain.
For our slower listeners out there?
Well, nah, man. Like that book is specifically Maps of Meaning. I got to go through that so many times because he is just so like to the point. And it's like, you got to be able to retain all that. Mind you, it's like almost like 30 hours, bro. Like I'm not there yet. Talking about the left hemisphere, the right hemisphere, as far as your brain's concerned, what they're responsible for, how your I can't even pronounce the word right now.
Sounded like to say limp dick. That's what it sounded like, no?
limbic system. Yeah, there we go. Not limbic. That's actually pretty funny though. They're just stuck in their ways. Going back to the tools, it's not like they don't want out of that. They're traditionally, culturally, based on their conversations, whatever they're watching, they can't get out of that identity that they've created for themselves. This is it. More importantly, what I reflected on is, and you were just saying this earlier too, you're like, yo, 8 years of being a father, my world changed. Mm-hmm. And we can relate it back to that. And don't you sometimes wake up, you too, you don't have to be a parent for this. Sometimes you just wake up and you're just like, yo, what the fuck just happened? How did I end up here?
But you see exactly what...
Hold on, let me finish that thought though. And I'm just like, I wonder how often they go through that now, where they're at. So my parents are over 65, I think 67, something like that. I don't think they've like, yo, how did we end up here? And from that point of view, I could relate with what they've done, how they've done it. And maybe it wasn't intended the way that it happened, you know? And I try to put more focus on the stuff that was life-changing for me that I couldn't have experienced without them. And it made me who I am in a positive scale. So I'm balancing with that. Yeah. With the parental thing or the ex or any relationship.
Yeah, I think some things are you'll never like forget or like be able to for like there's certain things that like I went through with my parents that like I'll never like I don't think I can forget. I've moved on from it.
Yeah.
But like it hurt so much where like it that stuck with me. But what you were saying in terms of like them, they've been like this is like how they are and they're wired that way.
Yeah.
For so long, it's just like what you were saying in terms of like, oh, the negative and the positive. Like I could choose to be negative, I could choose to be positive. Mm-hmm. If someone has been negative for their entire life and so long in their life, it's going to be hard for them to rewire their brain to be to be like, oh, let me look at the bright side of things.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
So like a pessimist is always going to like for you to be like, oh, you should just maybe not be optimistic, but be a realist or whatever. And to get to that point. And even with us, like if we think certain things about ourselves and we've thought these things about ourselves for so long, our brain is wired for 20, 30 plus years in that way. So to change that is there's going to be a learning curve. It's going to take a long time to be able to get to that other perspective.
Yeah. I'll hit that dude. Because my apology tour came after I had proposed.
Why did you go on a tour?
It was like
because you were a
I had
piece
some
of
shit I need to clean up. Nah, but what he had said earlier was
it's a good time.
Keeping the windows open.
Yeah.
To me, because I've always maintained positive relationships with like females that I used to talk to, right?
Okay. Same.
But going into this relationship now and like taking it so seriously where I'm gonna get married now, I kind of wanted to close all of these windows of opportunity, let's say, that I've maintained over the years that have just always been open.
Do you think that you had to do that?
I didn't have to, but there were things that I was like, I guess internalizing on my own, like just based off my own conversation, a lot of kites at that point in time, to where I was like, nah, this thing that sort of went.
So, let me ask you a question. So let's say you're single, and so let's say you're talking to like on and off because you have. Relationships and women that you've kept around have good relationships with for a very long periods of time. And then let's say you decide to get into a relationship with someone. Do you feel that you need to go back to all these people that you've casually been on and off talking to?
No.
To close that door?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. There were just some things that I felt like just were left without closure. So it was like, let me address these things with these handful of people.
But how long have you not
communicated with these individuals?
Like years?
Yeah, give or take anywhere between 3 to 7 years.
And how did they receive that apology?
On some like it wasn't that serious type shit.
Like you didn't need to do it?
Yeah, I didn't need to. But it's like
it's more you though. You're doing it for you.
It's more for myself. For me to be able to like acknowledge these things.
Yeah.
Like don't think that I didn't have my own perspective that I let's say didn't share with you at that point in time. but here, let me address it as to why things went the way that they did, let's say, and I'll acknowledge my part in that. That's all that it really was.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do it at the time.
It's very mature.
I mean, I still got a couple of those, but I feel a lot of guys go on an apology tour. They just don't necessarily tell their partners that they're on an apology tour. Not does your wife know that you had gone on an apology tour, or that you're still on your apology tour? Let's say.
No, because for me that was just something personal, and it's just more so not to just make amends just to make amends, but more so I just wanted that closure for myself.
Yeah.
For one, and for two, it's just, you guys know, man, it's just uncomfortable where there's a situation dangling and it could be years upon years and you can simply just go completely forget about it, but still, it's sitting there and you could see that person again randomly years later and it's just like, oh shoot, and then it triggers again. It's just like,
some things will creep up on you too, though.
I think it's like interesting that the men in this room are saying that they've gone on like apology tours because maybe you guys have left things like unsaid, or like you guys were,
there's no closure,
or you guys acted a certain way that
I still
wasn't
have
like
another tour that I could do right now.
That wasn't like the most favorable, but I feel like with women, like we tend to like, we'll tell you like, you hurt me because of this, like you did this, and you did this. So like I've never heard of any of like my girlfriends doing something like that.
I've done that too.
I haven't. I've never done that. Like I've said what I had to say, and like I'll, you know what I mean. And
I've had a girl reach out to me, and do the whole apology thing too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is like
it was more of it was more, actually I shouldn't even say an apology. It's more of a forgiving.
She was forgiving you?
Yeah. For my fucker. Yeah. So
how?
But she
So
did
she
reach
just
out.
randomly called
To be like, hey,
and she's
random
like, I
message.
forgive you for these things.
Yeah.
And what did you say? What did you say?
I don't
Fuck
remember. I gotta
that
look
shit.
up.
I meant that shit when I did it.
Nah.
Interesting.
I probably did it dirty somewhat. Yeah.
Yeah, you've had a
woman
1-2
link you.
I have somebody like, reach out to me just to say, what you did affected me. But I forgive you.
I was
Years
horrible.
later.
What did you do?
Years later.
What did you do?
Did you remember what you did?
Oh, he remembers. What did you do?
Of course.
Let's get into it.
Well, I
What did
don't
you
know.
do? You can edit it out.
No, it's nothing to hide. No, I say, all right. So I'm not a text type of person, and this is a pet peeve of mine. I appreciate you reaching out to me. That's fine. But don't reach out to me through text message. Sure, you can text me to open up the conversation, but let's have a dialogue.
Yeah. I'm the
I
same
actually
way
rather
too, yeah.
sit with you in person.
Okay.
But a lot of times, or at least the people that I've encountered, they like to hide behind the text message.
Oh, for sure.
Hide behind?
Well,
You have time
maybe,
to formulate some other bullshit
but
rather
maybe,
than just saying it in
but maybe
I
they're
think
able
I don't
to.
have
where
to
it comes
guess.
from with it.
I don't have to guess your meaning of the word. There's a lot of people that say stuff, but they don't intend it or mean what they're using those words for, or the way that I understand it. It's like, I'd much rather have it in a text so I can reflect back on it and be like, what did you mean by this?
Some people need to like write it out or like text it to you because maybe they're not comfortable in saying or being that vulnerable to you like on the phone,
Or
maybe they're
organized.
just not able to like relay how they're truly feeling.
Could you be with somebody like that?
What do you mean?
Somebody who's not willing to pick up the phone and say these things versus just sending you via text. Like when you get an argument with your boyfriend, you're okay with him just sitting there, like you guys messaging back and forth, or do you need the dialogue?
So like I text.
Okay.
The one thing that I will say, like I will text and I will text a like paragraph.
Shit, bro.
But the
I'm
thing,
not responding with
the
none of
issue,
that.
so the issue
A
that
lot of girls get mad, but I don't respond.
the issue
I'm just
that
tired of
most-
having the same. Sorry, I'm interrupting you now. Go ahead.
The issue that most women have is that men will tend to respond to like the last thing that I said.
Yeah.
And like I am so the one thing he will do is he will go
break that
and-
shit
and-
down,
and-
make
yeah.
my jot
Yeah.
notes,
But-
make my jot notes,
like he will
formulate my sentences,
Address
proofread
it,
that
point-
shit, and
address
then send
point by
back.
point.
Yeah.
He
I
will
hate people that
respond.
don't use the WhatsApp response button or any conversation in a response. Like I purposely will put out points individually.
It's too long to
It
freaking
is,
tap and
but
hold that shit to
if we're-
reply to that.
nah,
shit.
if
It's
you're
literally
doing
a
it-
swipe. It's not hard.
Yeah, thank you.
But
Oh, it might be more
I
of an
will.
iPhone thing.
No, I do. It's
Oh, you got
iPhone.
it.
I
Okay,
do the
dope.
same
All
thing.
right, all right.
But the thing is, like, he'll do it once, and then I'll respond with a big thing, and then it's silence. He won't keep going. So
But then
he's a
will he
more
bring
like
it back
in
up when he
person.
sees you, or he'll pick up the phone and call you.
No,
at that
so
point?
like I think the thing is that you also need. I talked about this book before. Like it's attachment, and it's like I have anxious attachment.
I gotta read
So
this so we can talk about it. You have
there's
brought up
like
other ones. Attachment styles.
yeah.
I think I even bought it.
And so
Continue.
like if you have, so I like to talk about things. I like to talk about everything immediately. He likes to like sit and think about it and then come back and like talk about it.
when he comes back,
So-
is he bringing it up, or you have to bring it up
So
for him?
that has also been an issue where I'm like, okay, like initially I'm like, well, why aren't you talking about it? I give you a day, all these things,
I'm
right?
right there with you.
But-
I'm right there with you.
But so if I'm like, I need to talk about this immediately, and I'm with someone that's like, I need to sit and wait and sit. So I can't expect you to talk about it immediately, but you also can't sit and make me wait for a week.
Trust me, I know.
So
I know
there
exactly
has to
what you mean.
be a happy medium. There has to be. So we've gotten to the point where,
The worst is when you act like nothing happened.
oh my God.
Oh
my God.
And you're gonna come back like, oh, we're good, right? Everything's Gucci.
What are you
No,
talking
nothing's
about?
Gucci.
Yeah,
like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Like, what are we? What? No, don't do that.
We're gonna
Don't do
We're
that.
gonna tiptoe
Nothing's
around.
Gucci.
Don't do that.
Shattered glass.
Yeah, like
Nah.
don't do that. I hate that shit. No, talk.
Yeah.
Use your words.
Sometimes, I think sometimes there are like,
You know what's funny though?
I don't have to
could
fight every
see
battle.
I could see you being that version though.
What? To like not
To
talk
be
about
like,
it?
yeah,
No.
to not
you don't have to
No,
talk
no, no,
everything to death. I'm not saying that because
We're
sometimes
having a conversation.
Sometimes, like I am at the point now. Sometimes I'm like, okay, this is not like I just want to move forward. If it wasn't that serious, like if it was something that was like small, that like
I don't
want to
hear about it in 2 months. Like now you've clarified that it doesn't mean anything.
Don't bring it back up 2 months.
Yo, I don't want to hear about this like forever or later on when
But what if
whatever.
but what if you hear about it forever and later on because it's
a
in
repeat?
relation
It's never changed.
to-
Yeah, it hasn't changed. Yeah.
into something.
That's completely different.
Oh.
That's completely different.
Yeah.
Then you should be saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I used to have this
So
girl
you won't
way
text.
back in the day, like back in 03.
You won't text.
Nah. I'm
So
like, yo,
if
pick up the phone and call, yo.
somebody messages you with like
A paragraph, like one of those 2-3 minute reads.
not 2-3 minutes, that's a long
Whatever.
read.
A paragraph.
screen.
I will not respond. With a
You
paragraph.
won't respond.
I have responded with paragraphs, but I don't. Yo, I'll pick up the phone and call. I don't have time to sit there and text. I don't
with
have time
both.
to type.
I'm with both. It depends on the person that I'm
Everyone has
communicating
time
with.
to text.
It's who you're communicating with. Like, I can
Everyone has time to text. When you go to the bathroom, do you take your phone so you have time?
I'm playing music. Or
You have
I'm, like,
time.
catching up on clips or something.
You have time.
He's listening to his taking a
Because-
shit
because
playlist.
that's-
Yo, what's on that playlist?
Oh my god.
Yeah, how long you been sitting on that one? I feel like you had that one like ready
That was a
to
good
pull
one.
the J. Was a good one. Yeah, I
That was a
know.
good one. So-
But
But you see, that's what's that's priority to you, and that's fine. Listening to music, catching up on clips, cool.
Yeah, but I'm not a man that's sitting on the toilet for the next 45 minutes.
I'm not
so.
saying you need to be on it for 45
I ain't
minutes,
got
but
time,
you're on
bro.
your phone. You have time.
All right, yo.
I look at it different ways. I'm not talking to somebody that is not capable of communicating through conversation, where they're just going to keep repeating, like, I'm over here. We've resolved that. Now we're over here. We've resolved that. Now we're over here. We've resolved that. And boom, all of a sudden we're back here again. Nah, we're having a text message conversation here.
I mean, I think you need both. Like, you can't just only text me.
Exactly, depending on the person. But there's some people that I refuse to. I was in a relationship with this one girl. I refused to start talking to her because the conversations would go nowhere.
What do you mean?
You know,
It would have to be text.
What does that mean?
It would have to be text because it would go in a loop. Once we've resolved this, we would go right back to it again. And it's like, we just answered that. Then it'd be like, oh, but you said this when I know I didn't say that. So let's just
on
stick
the
to
phone.
On the phone or in person.
Oh, because then it's not you don't have something to refer to.
Exactly.
To be like,
It's
oh,
what
I
are you talking about? I didn't say that. You just thought that. I didn't mean none of that. Like, you just made this whole thing up.
Like,
Don't
she
got
made
time
a
for that.
narrative in her head about
facts.
Yeah,
Or there's a comparison and then they don't see it. They don't see the comparison that they got or the insecurity that they got.
Yeah. The self-awareness.
See, for
Exactly.
me,
that part.
For me though,
I got to say one more thing. See,
go ahead, sir.
I wasn't here for that episode, but when you brought up the question, what's worse, emotional cheating or physical cheating? That's a big question. And I gotta be honest, I was like really happy with the amount of you guys that just answered emotional. Because I think, imagine being with somebody, they don't even understand what emotional cheating is.
No, that's crazy. What?
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
Yo, dude.
That can't be a thing.
There's people that don't have the same understanding of stuff, man. I'm telling you.
That's crazy. Not.
It is, but like you said, there are definitely people out there who don't have the same understanding of things.
They don't even know the term.
Sure. That part.
Shout out to them too.
Hit the link, subscribe, and notification buttons. Yo. But not. What were you saying, yo?
For me, I do appreciate the text, but I think it's a great open gateway to start a discussion. But I don't think that it should end, or the entire conversation should be based off of text, because text can be misinterpreted.
Tone
can be everything.
Facts.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in conversations in text messages or through text messages where I was completely misunderstood. And vice versa.
I have to.
And vice versa. Right?
And even with friends.
For sure.
Even with friends. So like, yeah, I get that.
For sure. Right? So even this guy is terrible when it comes to tone and text messages. It's just like, you have to like really, but because I understand this guy, I can read through it. But again,
I don't read through it. I just cuss back. I just cuss.
But again, it's
okay. It's all
like,
love.
it could get misinterpreted, and I think that it's so important to have conversations, right? So you can hear the tone of the person. Even better, when you're with the person, you can actually read body language to see what they're saying is authentic or not.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
They say, what is it? It's like more than 70% of conversations through body language anyway.
It's not non-verbal,
85% of communication is non-verbal.
Whatever the number is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to look up that book that we talked about the last time in relationships, when you have that conversation with your spouse beforehand of what kind of conversation is this. I can't find it right now, but whatever.
Last point before we take like another quick little break for our sponsors here. But what Natsa said earlier too about your daughter, like your daughter being one of those triggers for you, same thing, because having the opportunity to like sort of start seeing life from scratch through a female's lens, like, yeah, I'm not living my daughter's life, but just seeing her literally from day one and that innocence that comes with the entire thing, and you realize how some of the things you've done and you've said have also shaped somebody else's perspective and their lens on life as they mature. And that's part of the reason why I was like, yo, I'm starting to look at this shit a little bit differently. And around that same time, what had also dropped was Jay-Z's 444. And you had an opportunity to hear Jay-Z, that mature Jay-Z now, talking about some of the stuff that he's done, even with Beyonce, let's say. And you start to be like, oh shit, like, this is different. Because that's the same Hove that used to talk to me about drug dealing and business shit and all of that stuff. Now he's talking to me about being a dad and a husband, and like one that, yo, I messed around on Beyonce. It's like, yo, like, you went through too. And then my lens changed because I had to look at how Blue's gonna look at me. Like, that shit changes you.
Well, I think
even Kendrick's Mr. Morale.
Yeah.
Taking that album. Yeah. How vulnerable it is and how much he has grown. Sorry.
Like some people, some guys and like, girls just don't grow like that.
This isn't an album, but 50 talks about that too, about his whole situation with his son. He talks about it in his book. He's talked about it in multiple interviews about the eldest one.
Marcus,
where he's like, where I got all this for you, but I'm not giving you a silver spoon. I'll support whatever your interest is. And at the time, I think it was sneakers. He was into sneakers.
Yeah, I remember that. And he
found a place. He's like, you got to sell it. You got to push it. But now the mom is interfering. At least this is how the narrative goes, where she's saying, yo, you don't have to do nothing. You can just have everything. He's like, what? Like, and you have to put yourself in his mindset. Example of what we were talking about earlier. Been shot on the streets. You've had to really, really work hard to where you got to. Yo, what do you mean you're not going to do nothing? I'm not just giving this to you. Yeah. And I think that's a good father to a degree, because it's like, yo, you're not learning. Yeah, you could blow it away. One generation works for it, the next blows it. Like, that's how the saying goes. That whole idea, now you're seeing him from a different light, where it's like, yo, I'll cut you off too, but it's not because I'm ruthless or whatever, but like, these are my morals, these are my principles.
And that shit goes back to even just from a female, like with a female, yo, you weren't with me shooting in the gym. Like, you weren't with me waking up at whatever hour in the morning, going to work, doing doubles, triples, doing all this shit. Now, like, I'm just walk away from that shit. Nah, bro.
And to your point, this is also Nas daughters. You're Instagramming a box of condoms on your IG or whatever. Like, that whole song speaks to it. And even on one of his recent albums where he's like, I survived divorces. It's a whole different conversation. It's a much more mature conversation. It's not about like bling bling and shooting people and all that. But now it's like, it's real life, real life.
Trust me, yo. I feel like you had one last thing, no? Are you good? We'll leave it there.
Can I add in one more thing or we'll do it after the break? Because I'll add in after the break.
You sure?
Yeah, it's on the, yeah, we'll do it after the break.
All right, we'll take a quick break and be back with some more perspective.
Yeah, that was a good hour.
This episode is brought to you by Body Ammo. More than a look, it's a lifestyle. Pick up some body ammo to protect your mind, body, and soul. Now, back to some more of SUP.
Were you ever a Banks fan?
Yeah, I was.
I was too.
His album, here, I got it right here.
What, The Warrior?
No, man.
You've never even had a Lil Wayne set.
Come on, his new stuff?
Oh, here.
It was his last album that he released. Halloween Havoc.
Like, come on, man.
The
Honestly,
72nd
we can
hour.
only do this for so long. You want me? I'll go on.
No, I just told
crazy
you.
Wayne bag right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying you should have done this. Like, I've been on the pod for a long time. And, you know, sometimes your sets in the beginning, they hit. And sometimes they don't.
Yeah, but do you think, you know, I need to focus on you more. Enough of this guy.
You do need to focus on
I'll play for this guy sometimes.
Sucking up to
Like,
you, eh?
nah.
It's just so obvious now. Get out of here.
But you know what?
Since focus on you.
Since we're
Like he
saying
focuses
that,
on me. All you've been doing is focusing on her.
Shout out everybody who
recorded.
listens on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google Play and all those other audio platforms, because the audio experience is the best way to do this shit. I promise you.
Yo, you know what?
Go and listen. Don't watch. I mean, watch on YouTube, yes, but like,
that's the thing.
the audio
Definitely
version, you get a hell of a lot more of an experience.
So my girl always
get to see my outfits.
My girl always watches on same. Me too. Watch my sneakers. What was it? Yeah, my girl always watches on YouTube, and she was like, how the last pod that she was like listening to, the first like 5 minutes or so, like she's like she couldn't, like it was like weird and muffled and something, and I was like, I think it's because, you know, when you're playing the music in the beginning. What they can't, so on YouTube they can't hear the music.
Yep.
So it's just like us nothing.
Basically, yeah.
So you just hear me rapping on dead air.
No, it's some of the banter bullshit just before we start.
Fair, but like if you're playing, like you were playing when you're playing
like
vibes and I'm
shit?
singing.
Oh yeah.
So they're just listening to me a cappella vibes.
A little bit.
Well, okay.
Yeah, but
not on YouTube. Only the audio, like the music's playing.
No, on YouTube.
Oh, check this out. There's a last episode.
On you, yeah.
Yo, you're talking about the last episode, right?
Huh?
What'd you think of my hat?
Huh?
Which episode are we even talking about?
I thought we were talking about the last episode, no?
Nah, the one you're talking about the last one or the one before that?
I'm asking what you think of my hat.
I heard you.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that bad?
Yo, who cares about your hat, bro?
She was just like, what's going on there? Well, that's what I thought.
I thought my hat was...
Did she say something about it though?
Yes.
She's like, what's going on
wrong with this weirdo?
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
kind of words.
No, use the words. Use the words. I'm not offended.
Yeah. No, I didn't think you would be offended, but what she was like,
you used to talk to this guy?
She was like, so...
He's got throwing salt.
She's like, so do you...
Was he a porn star?
Nah, she was just like, so like...
Howdy.
Is there themes? Like, what's...
There was a theme.
You guys LARPing?
No.
Is it October?
Yeah, no. She was just like... What?
Is there a
you guys,
and then like that was it.
Wait
She was just
until
like,
what I come on here with one day.
But then she just like was like, you were so funny, and she's like, you.
Good for her.
Me, I know.
No. Oh, you.
Me.
What did you think she was talking about? Me. You? Come on, girl. You're the fourth funniest person on this show.
This guy. This guy comes up with limp dick once.
Wait, what's your order? Wait,
you want some credit?
If he's the fourth,
I didn't even play my sound effect earlier too. You know, I didn't even play my sound effect earlier. Damn it, yo.
You didn't. But if he's the fourth, okay, go. What's the order?
What's the ranking in terms of humor?
Yeah.
Let's hear this.
Oh, we got Knots at number 1.
It's my YouTube.
You know,
this guy gracefully bowed out.
I mean, coming in second, you know. Shout out Face.
And he's saying that, enough about this guy. Let me start focusing on you.
It's the viewers. It's just the viewers' perspective that matters the most.
How about that?
Stop linking me on the ones and just put it in the comments, yo. That part.
Anyone that's listening,
because all of that stuff your friend said, could have just put it in the comments.
You don't listen. Anyone who's listening or watching, rate the people on the pod in terms of who you think is the funniest. Just do that.
Run it.
Rate that.
Run
Rate
it.
that.
Run it. Run it.
Ooh.
Rate that.
Rate them in terms of whatever you want. Start your own rating system. Let's hear this.
That might get interesting here.
Oh, it's gonna get interesting.
This one, I'm gonna start with who's the funniest, and then we can continue with the polls.
All right, sure.
You know what it is? Yo,
Who's your favorite Potter?
Would you do that too?
All types.
Oh man,
who's your favorite? What do you mean? Like,
I don't think I'm gonna win votes there. Damn, favorite.
You don't know. Everyone from Colombia might jump on and do that. All the people
Shout out
from
Colombia,
Ireland,
bro. All my UK.
I'm gonna have to call him the big guns.
Yo, all the UK homies, huh?
Everyone you shout out last episode.
Yo.
Just be like, yo, vote for me.
Yo,
Vote for
Dolgy,
me.
where you at?
Yo, you know what? I might just have to do that.
Don't cheat, eh?
How's that cheating?
What?
Get them engaged. Yeah.
Let me shout out my family.
Yeah,
what up?
I know. Yeah.
It's 4,000 people right there.
Sharisa, what up? What up? Avid listener. Kayla, what up? What up? Avid listener.
Shout out my siblings.
Love you guys.
Hey,
Shout out
man.
my siblings.
Yeah,
I like
shout out
it.
my siblings, eh?
Shout out Hits.
Don't do me
Avid
dirty.
listener. Let's go. Let's keep going.
I gotta get my kids watching this.
Look, 'cause that's where it's at, you know? That's where it's at. They'll hit the subscribe all day.
Look, I gave
They'll
you a
hit the
shout
subscribe
out,
all day, yo.
son.
Trust me. Yo, trust me, yo. Sometimes my daughter, because like I've used my daughter's tablet for things sometimes. So after like once it's in the search engine, there's been on 1-2 times where it popped up on their like YouTube screen like, Daddy, that's you. That's your show. It's your show. And I'm like, I don't remember what I said something one time. And like, don't worry, I didn't click on it.
Just everyone, if you guys are an avid listener,
Yeah.
drop a comment on your favorite Potter.
Share the.
Shout out my man. Love you,
Yo.
babes. Drop it.
Man.
Drop a heart.
Yo, you're soliciting really well here. I'm trying
I'm
to
just
think.
saying.
I'm trying to think who else has linked me that I could like shout out on something like, yo, don't do me dirty. Hey, yo, first, yo, who? You took out the monitor graphic, eh?
Yo, shout out Stacy.
Yo.
Shout out Hits. So just shout out everybody.
Where's First King at? Where's
Yeah.
Is Stacy? Stacy?
Huh? No.
Okay.
We'll see how this
That's
goes.
Stace.
Okay.
We'll chalk this up.
Yeah.
We give it a couple weeks, or we'll do a tally
No,
next week, or we'll give it a couple weeks for everyone.
Well,
to get
let's
the votes
drop
in.
this part of the short clip on Instagram.
Ooh, before
And,
the episode.
We'll see.
All right.
Edit in the episode. Let's do this.
Damn it! I got like 10 more minutes to be extra funny. Yo. Time's ticking.
Yeah, see, that's what happens when you gotta try. When it's effortless, it just comes to you. You know
Whatever,
what I mean?
man. What did we say we're gonna do? We talking that Joe Rogan bullshit? Or we're not even wasting our time with that.
If we're trying to go for
Joke.
funny, I mean, that might be the perfect segue. But you said you
But
wanted
you
to
better
say
start
something.
letting those N words fly right now to get some clicks. Cause I'm about to start dropping some F bombs like you wouldn't believe, bro.
Okay.
That was the best part of the entire special to me.
This
though.
guy can't even say Arnold's last
Exactly.
name.
I was about to
Like,
say, how do you say it?
Yo.
Say Arnold's last name.
Hey.
Let's hear it. Let's hear
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's good.
If we cut that up,
I know.
we can make a
I know.
loose
Yeah, exactly.
She can become the hated one.
Never that.
Yeah.
Never
Nah,
that.
see, I can't risk
What
it.
else? What else did you say that you couldn't say?
The country.
Nicaragua.
Yeah.
But that doesn't even. That's not even close.
I'm just telling you.
Where's your mind going?
my
It was better than
issues.
the
Where's your
Bew.
mind going?
The Bew.
Yeah.
The what?
The Bew. You didn't
That's
see
the
that?
Bew?
Yeah.
What's that?
When he was talking about making the video and he's like he couldn't get the word out and he's like I said something like look at the view.
Instead of-
It's not that I
no.
couldn't come
Look
in.
at the view.
I said, yeah, I was trying to
Instead
say
of
view.
view.
Yeah,
No,
view
yeah,
came.
yeah.
I gotta share that clip too. I think I was on my vacation when I did that.
No V's.
It
Can't say
happens.
V's.
It happens. Shout out to Punjabis
Say
that can relate.
V's.
Yeah. It's actually in the alphabet. Like
Zebras.
sort of. Like people confuse baba like for like a B with the V.
Yeah, B instead of V.
Yeah. So,
Like Bew instead of view. Yeah, I got that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So funny, guys. So hilarious. Love it.
Missy, because we never finished talking about the Missy thing. Because one of Missy's shows got canceled in Toronto. That's why I was gonna play some of the Missy. Let me hit you, dude. Quick. So I was gonna play the Missy.
You went.
Yeah, Knots was there last. Bro, so what? What's
I don't know
up?
why
How did it
I
go,
did point it like that. I was supposed to go, and then, anyways, I didn't end up going. But
It was good.
Because continue. I'll let you finish. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I had seen some of the YouTube stuff from one of her previous stops, and the song choices, the way they played them out. You know, some of those choruses you need to hear from Missy.
oh, she cut them.
A few of those joints were
So
cut
what?
a bit
She
too
just
short.
she
so
just did the verse and not the chorus.
Yeah, well, for some
the
of them,
bridge?
yeah,
Oh.
some of them. And so I want to hear what he has to say. Let me not kill it. before-
She killed it, right? No.
Yo,
Yeah, the outfit changes.
Oh.
Yo, what song was she playing when she was in that bubble black outfit? Was that Can You Stand the Rain? Rain, yeah. I was like, man.
And she did that early.
Did
like
she?
Third, fourth song.
Yeah, but it was like every song was an outfit change, almost.
Sierra opened up. Yes.
No.
Tim.
Who opened up? Yeah, let us bring us through the night because I was very close to going myself.
Me too.
Back to school shopping is rough over here.
I just did some early last Saturday.
Yeah. So what? You went by yourself because you could only afford one ticket or what? Yeah. Who paid? Who shelled out for that?
I did.
All right.
Yo, you know the thing is sometimes.
Dan Corgan, real bad man.
Well, disappointing enough. We got there halfway through
the entire show, so you missed Timbo.
We missed Timbo completely. But apparently my colleague was there as well, and apparently Timbo didn't even perform for that long.
So what do you do?
Like he played slaps, like he played Aaliyah, like I know that. Like he played other.
It was real quick. Even Busta, like when we got there literally Busta's second last song
with Magoo.
Yeah.
Oh. I can recite that word for word. That song. Sorry, go ahead.
That was actually the last song.
I'm gonna play my sleeper Timbo on the way out. But continue.
So Busta we kind of missed too. We caught the second last song. But again, Busta didn't even perform all his tracks. And I was actually surprised that those two came on before Sierra. I thought Sierra would have opened.
Nah.
I would have thought Sierra. I thought Sierra was over.
Who came on before Sierra?
No.
Timbo started.
Yeah.
And then Busta. No, that makes sense. Like
I don't think Busta would have been before Sierra at all.
I think if I had to do it, like if I had to run that playlist, I would have did Busta starting. I would have did Busta as opening. Then I would have did like so I would have did Tim, Sierra, Tim again. For like all his slaps, then close with Missy is in what I would do.
Yeah, I'm definitely closing with Missy all day, every day. But I would have wanted Busta and Missy back to back. I would have wanted Busta then Missy, because that same version that I've been talking about, I want to hear those. Like I want that slapper to be fresh in my mind to hear Busta come back with that slapper.
I thought they were gonna do that.
No,
because even too, just the tempo of their music and their creativity is similar.
So much. For sure. Like Missy has and everyone forgets all of what Sierra did, and she just had a baby like 8 months ago.
They do.
And she wild out. And she brought out like, so there's this influencer in Toronto called Old Bumba Rascal, and they brought him on stage, and he does a lot in like the queer community and all that stuff. He's very funny. Like he's like Guyanese. He's very like his anthem. Everybody's funnier than you, bro. Come on, man. All right. Try your best.
Swoop. I'll just take that third position.
But like, yeah, it was that was like really dope, like what they did. But what I was gonna say with that is that, you know, sometimes when you're like, you know, you want to like, I wanted to go to that concert and I was gonna go, and then a lot of fair.
I was expecting to see you
100%.
Would you been looking for her though?
Because I know she would have won.
Yeah.
So you weren't looking for me?
Ain't nobody looking for you. Ain't nobody business
about you. If I didn't go with you, I would have called.
No, you would have been looking to see if Bun's here. No, you weren't looking for me. Bun's here.
I'm not prepared to debate this right now, but I watched the episode where you guys all picked Missy over Busta.
I don't remember that because I said Missy all day.
I know.
I will, and I stand on that.
I'm standing on that too.
I'm the other way.
I stand on that.
You're nuts, bro.
Yeah,
her creativity.
You think Busta doesn't have creativity?
I'm not saying he doesn't.
Busta has songs. Yes,
I'm not saying he doesn't.
He's got a crazy list.
I'm not saying he doesn't. Yeah,
Missy,
like
no.
Like what's competing with Victory?
Oh,
her whole.
No, just tell me that. Give me one song that competes with that.
Yeah, but he doesn't say nothing on there, bro. That song's all Jay and Biggie and Diddy, bro. Busta's just on the hook.
Sure,
but once he does it, sure.
Yeah, but Busta makes that song.
I'm not saying he doesn't have.
I actually agree with you. I would take Busta over this.
Even now I gotta like look stuff up.
Yeah, but
Dangerous off the top.
Yeah, but are we doing all that right now?
I can't stand the rain.
I'm not really like
Hot
there
Boys,
for that.
What like
even when Breaking That came out, like oh my goodness, like I don't know, I just look at it different. I
But
think
anyway,
it'd be
so my point-
competitive, but the way you guys just picked her, like
that. I mean,
no.
sorry, that's for me. That's where I stand.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that
Yo, nah,
you know,
this guy just switched up the art. Damn it, I never thought about that part. Like the hard shit.
There's sometimes
Come
where
on.
like so like when you're.
We're not even
Here,
talking about it. It's like,
I'm gonna circle it back to
This would be a
something
really good
like
one,
not. It's not even light. This is not dark, but kind of. But like when you're I'm going through something right now, and I'm just like, oh, I really like that's a concert. Like I've wanted to see Missy perform forever. Like I have done. Like I know the dance routine to Hot Boys. Like I could do it right now. Like all these things.
Run it.
Wait. You want some more clicks, huh? Best part, you better get up and start dancing. Hey,
I don't need to. If y'all follow me, you guys know I can dance. Like, that's enough said, right? So
let's go.
But I'm just like, that's one of
ghetto motherfuckers.
Let's go, man.
I'm not gonna get up.
Give us a 1, 2, like
No.
even just a.
No.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
What's your name? 'Cause
Not
I'm
even a-
impressed.
Are you shaking your shoulders out here? You're shaking your shoulders for clicks?
Give me a song.
You're shaking your shoulders for clicks? Yeah, eh?
Do it.
You're out here. You're out here.
Man, I'm willing to do a lot of things out here for some clicks, man. Like, let's talk about it,
Anyways,
man.
my point is like I didn't end up going because I'm like, because I'm just like, yo, I'm not like, yo, my head's not there. Like I can't, like I don't want to like be outside right now. Like I need to deal with what I'm dealing with. And then I saw all the clips and stuff, and I'm like, yo, I should have went.
I purposely stayed away from all of this, yo.
to feel like to escape a little bit. Like everyone knows I love a concert. I love to sing. I love to dance. All that stuff. No, I know, but I'm like, I'm upset that I missed it for those things. But you know, when you're going through it, you're just like, I just want to be home. I don't want to be around people, like whatever. But I'm like, I feel like sometimes you need to step out of and just go
the
and then
opportunity
just deal
to
with.
see Missy here in Toronto again is very unlikely.
Yeah,
so
and I
unless you
had
go
it,
into another
and I was
city,
just like,
so-
I said no to the ticket. So, and now I mean, obviously I regret it, but.
Yeah, it was good. For to speak on Sierra did her thing, man. So proud of her. And even just listening back to all the hits that she had, I was just like, oh yeah. She can still bang with these girls today. I think so. So she did her thing. I didn't see Busta, but for the people that I spoke to who saw him, it was too short. Same thing with Tim.
Yeah.
It was too short.
Oh, you didn't? You said you didn't see him? I wonder if he's wearing his Ray-Ban glasses.
No,
Or
he wasn't.
He's promoting that heavy right now.
He's wearing that like red fur something, right? Yeah.
Kind of like a red alien suit.
Yeah.
Because the theme is out of this world.
And what's his name was with him on stage, right?
Spliff Star.
Yeah.
Oh, he's forever.
They're still I know, they're still rocking.
I would love to see it turn into a male versus female thing with that argument, though. Like when Busta starts playing some of that hard shit, because the song that came to my mind, because I'm like, yo, what hard shit does Missy have in terms of like with demand them? But then even just for the gal them though, in terms of some Missy shit that'll get you guys turned up, there's this one. She did this. I want to know if she did this. Her verse.
Yeah. Here's another one.
Yeah.
And another one.
You remember this one, bro?
Little Kim, the Queen Bee.
She did her verse on here or not?
Must be Angie on the mic. The butter pea, honey, got the sugar.
I remember when this came out. But you see how the gal would turn up for this as much as we would turn up for the Busta. You get what I mean? Like
The song was hard.
the room might be sort of like, oh shit.
That's what I was saying. Like, I just thought it was closer than you guys made it out to be that in that episode.
I'm not saying it's not close,
though.
but I do think like if that was a versus, like that would have been.
I have it. I have one. I know exactly. It's Missy on the Funk Flex album. She raps over the Triumph beat. I don't think I can pull it up on here though. But that would be my comeback if I'm Missy. Sorry.
No, it's cool.
Oh man, if I can find this.
It's cool.
You could say whatever. Nothing else in terms of.
We should all go. We should go to a concert together.
I was just thinking that as you were talking, but I'm like, why didn't I just link you on something? Like, yo, let's just go.
Yeah.
But for me, what
On some
stood out,
content shit.
What stood out for me the most
Who's coming? Usher's coming.
was
I've
he's
seen him,
coming.
though.
I think September.
Yeah.
The outfits, the wardrobe,
Fire, right?
the wardrobe from the dancers to her.
It's like Missy's like like if you think of all of her videos, like Busta's too, like Busta's
Exactly.
like video, like
Yeah.
fair, like
Who else
like
is in
all
that
of
category?
his that creativity,
like a Ludacris, and maybe the baby.
Gimmicky stuff,
Not to-
yes, or the
but like
stuff,
one
yeah,
too gimmicky, but like
but not the
Busta's
wardrobe.
like craziness,
Oh, yeah.
and like the way he shoots his videos.
What's that line?
But I'm talking about like early, like 90s, like 2000s
It's only
Busta.
them two.
I got a pendant.
It's
It
only
seems
them
like
two.
a midget's hanging off my necklace. Like that. That video is super creative.
Like
Busta got annoying to me at one point.
and
bro.
like put your hands where my eyes can see, like that one.
Yeah.
So
Like the way they like, it's like the
visuals.
fish lens, like all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But same with Missy, and I don't know what other two artists, even like another man or
I
another
remember-
woman, like can go into that
Remember when
realm.
Remember when Wuha came out, and then there was the remix with ODB. That video was just crazy. Of just
that was an era of music, bro. That
Yes.
yo, these kids are
So I just saw who was it? It was Luda was talking. I think it was him. He was on an interview, and he was like, "No, Nelly was talking," and he was on an interview, and he was like, his era of music
was the hardest.
was the hardest to compete in.
Yeah.
So like 98 to like 2008 or 2010. And I was like, bro, you're right.
Look at the heavy hitters back then.
Everyone like in that realm who you're going up against for like banger after banger,
Jay-Z, Nas, Hot Boys,
all of them,
Zen,
everything.
yeah, Juvenile,
Lil Wayne,
Dr. Dre,
T.I.,
Eminem, them.
Jay-Z,
Everybody's
Eminem, 50. Like, what are you
And
saying?
Nelly outsold them mofos, bro.
He had a
That's
year.
what the crazy part was.
he had a
Yeah.
year where
And
he
he won a
just killed
Grammy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where his
You
shorts
think
fell down.
But I feel like 50, no, when 50 dropped, like that Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah,
but
that
like,
was-
so,
Ooh, everybody's doing the G unit handshake and everything.
What's
bro.
his name? Who's the guy with Ja Rule? Who's the other guy? The light skinned bald headed guy. Irv, right? Yeah. So he was talking about. I forgot about that guy. But
Americans
anyways,
gonna kill us for that one.
I don't care.
No, specifically you. Everybody clip that up and like
Go ahead,
get
come
at
after
her.
me. Come after
Anyways,
me.
whatever.
Who's gonna
No
kill us for
problem.
that?
I said the Americans, the Yankees.
Oh.
Whatever. Irv.
Yeah,
What up?
go.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that popular
anyways,
for anyone to care.
Also now, probably not. But anyways, he was talking about how when like they were talking about how like 50 dropped Get Rich or
club?
Die Trying or in the club, yeah.
And he's like, oh, does he meet
Yeah.
with the beat?
So he's like, he heard the beat,
Yeah,
and he
Dre.
was like, and it was Dre, right? And he's like, but I don't know if he can like tie the lyrics to that.
And from you heard that.
Then he heard that he was like,
It's over.
he's literally
Joe.
like, he's like, "From in the club," and he's like, Ja, we have a problem.
It only
We
took
have
him
a
like
problem.
fucking 15 years to say that though, right?
that part, because you thought you were gonna take him out the game at that.
They tried everything though back then. That's
But
why
that-
his
it's-
story is so remarkable, man.
Yeah. Trust me, it's true.
50,
Like one of the things that he said
50's
is
that guy. Like you
he's like,
can't like.
one of the things that Irv said, I remember, I'm just like, yo, that's so ugh. But I get it from a business standpoint. He's like, I should just sign him and let him sit on dust. That's dirty.
Ooh.
That is
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
All right,
that's disgusting. But he caught M, and then that was just amazing.
So with a lot of these,
That run is like
you couldn't write a better story.
crazy. Like I love that. I
You know
love
when
it all.
you know how you got your magazines and stuff like that? I remember
I'm trying to play
having,
this Missy trap, bro, because I found it.
I just remember having the give me a sec. I remember having the 50 Cent unsigned hype where he's got like a little bit of a belly and stuff. Like I wish I kept that sort of stuff. Like I wish I could get him to sign on that, because I remember that like before he made it to
I wonder if all my
he made it
Source magazines are at my
like How to
parents' house.
Rob, all
Like, I
that
don't
stuff.
know.
Oh man,
I still have that CD. Like that. I still
when he
have
did
that.
that,
Yo,
it was just like,
that
what?
was crazy. That was crazy.
I have that CD.
Yeah,
I still
man.
have it. I don't have the original, but I have the burn copy. It's one of those shiny discs with the black writing. I still have that joint. But the freestyle I'm talking about, a lot of these DJ albums, like some of those old Clue albums with old fun flexes,
also
you
those,
can't find on
DJ
Apple.
Clue
You can't
albums,
find on streaming, so you gotta go to YouTube.
all those
the
DJ Clue
rap-
like mixtapes.
Even the Rap City, the basement freestyles.
You don't see this joint right here,
no, I'm,
bro?
that
You don't
like
see that
those,
joint right here?
Let's say Desert Storm. Oh,
You know what's on there? You know what's
man.
on that specific one? When Shine first dropped Bad Boys.
Yeah.
And when Uchi Wally came out.
See,
that's what's on that. That's what's on
same.
that disc right there.
That is same era. That's the era we're talking about.
Remember.
That's the era we're talking about.
Remember that track? I Dare You, Black Rob.
Yeah.
To come against me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I dare you.
that was like one of those tracks.
I have enough of these subs. Trust me, bro.
Oh man!
Yo, see that
Didn't even
era?
know-
That
didn't even
era
know
of
who he
music
was back then
that
until he
era
put
of
out
music
Woe.
is unmatched.
Oh.
These hear
That's
me,
one of
these
my
kids,
joints. I
feel
dare
so
you.
old.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Dude,
These kids don't know about how it was to like hear those bangers.
I remember when it was cool if you had the album a day before, because it used to come out on Tuesdays. You'll see some people bring it in the night before.
I can't remember whose mixtape it was. Maybe Clue.
Yeah, you guys remember my
bag
right
I
now,
remember that song, and then after they mixed it with
I haven't heard that song.
Here Comes the Boom with DMX, Sean Paul, and Vegas.
You see, on
Not
all
just
these,
in here last week listening to a CD. Remember the mix that was on one that I executive produced, bro? Trust me.
Like there's all these old school parties that play like, you know, like, but these ones. These ones,
exactly. You don't
like play these for me.
Yo,
these for me.
I'm holding a party.
Like,
I'm gonna do a party. I'm gonna do a party.
These for
I'm
me.
gonna do a party, and I'm gonna curate the playlist for that party. I just need the DJs to just play these songs, bro. I don't need nothing else besides play these songs, figure out the mix, but just play these songs.
Because like the old school parties that you go to,
There's
or
such
like
a B-side.
It's just like you know what's gonna come next,
Exactly.
and you know the bangers are. There's some parties though that will play. I'm like, yo,
The order.
like this song off this album is not like you're gonna play that, right? Like off of
hip hop's gotten that old now. Like 50 years, 51 years, whatever it is now. It's like you could go back enough where that stuff doesn't resonate with the younger people anymore.
No,
but you still want to bump it because you grew up with it.
Yeah, but like if you're playing,
you have your moments.
But if it's a party specific and they're still playing the same songs that they played at the last party specific of like a 90s theme, yo, give me something different. Give
like
me
the thing is, you know that they're always gonna play like Keisha Cole, like certain songs, like they're
Biggie,
always gonna play,
Hypnotized, like
they're gonna play Whitney Houston, they're gonna play like the certain ones, but like if you play
your
like
bag, bro,
you're gonna play TLC instead of playing like Waterfalls and Creep, play like I'm Digging on You or Kicking It, like older, like the songs off the album that are still bangers, but you don't hear all the time.
Trust me, yo. Let me get into this this freestyle from Fun Flex real quick. Cause I had to come with something.
I'm super fly. Missy, what's my name? Missy, what's my name? Missy.
Shout out YouTube. They're probably gonna clip this whole thing.
Who smoked my motherfucking chronic? I'm a pop one in your stomach. Get back. Do you see the vomit flying across your face like a comet? Oh, Missy, you better stop it. Every flow you heard, niggas wanna pop it. All up in my ass like tissue, they so rotten. All y'all niggas wanna taste some of my chocolate. Yo, you talking mad shit. Why you bitching? Half of y'all hard niggas leave home twisted. Then you wanna come and fuck around with Missy. You know where I be, I keep all my numbers listed. Hey there, everybody.
Don't ever question whether or not I know music,
Better
bro.
bring your people, cause I'm bringing mine with me. Kicking your ass like a job, I'll be shifting. Bitch slapping niggas, hey, is that Missy pimping? Oh, yes, it is me, yes. And I won't rest until the world knows the best. I want more, won't take nothing less. Let me pick it over the flex. Over the pick it over the flex. Over the flex.
Come on, bro. That'll take on victory, yo. You can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
Nah,
I like the song, but
yeah, Busta might still get the fraud because it's the one that everybody knows. But don't think Missy can't come hard. You get what I mean?
I'm not saying she can't.
Whatever I have to do there. Are we done with this Missy thing then?
I think so.
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about Joe Rogan at all then? Shout out his thing? Nah?
That guy.
It was a waste of time? Yeah, I chuckled. I 1-2 times here and there, but it wasn't crazy.
Like you laughed out loud?
Nah, I was not gonna go chuckle still.
What's a chuckle?
Nothing crazy. I don't.
No, like what's your chuckle?
Oh, like. I don't know.
It was to me, like when I initially said go watch that, I wasn't saying it from a comedic standpoint. I didn't think it was that funny either. But the topics that he touches, I think, are very interesting conversational points.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I think that when you said that, the last pod, like you put that out there, like that's exactly what I got from it. So I'm like, I'm listening to it. And I wasn't like laughing, but like exactly what you're saying, like the things he was talking about. I'm just like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
There's like random.
Yeah, I get it.
There was like random ones that I had to do.
Some things were just
into.
Stupid.
You know, Buc-ee's. You know when he's talking about Buc-ee's. Are you familiar with that?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I have never.
They got the world's longest car wash, which I thought was crazy.
How long is it?
It's like 242 something.
Feet?
Yeah. Like it's super long. Take a look at it. They got it on their website too.
Interesting.
Now one of their convenience stores is the largest in the world. 75,000, like almost 76,000 square feet, and it's just a convenience store.
That's insane.
That's like bigger than a football.
That's like a Costco.
That's
bigger than a Costco. As a kid, what's in there?
I just thought it was interesting. Like,
trust me, they do things big down there, man.
Everything.
It's true.
I'm about to go down there just now. Who's coming?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Where you going? Yeah.
When? For what?
Just to go.
No, don't do the eyes.
What?
What's that?
On some business shit.
Nah, why are you going?
On some business shit.
What
I have
business?
A homie down there. I have a homie down there that
freaking
something out. But I'm going to Houston for real. Nobody's coming.
Yeah, but why'd you do that eye roll thing?
See how much of your body language is nonverbal, like in
we'll talk about it after
communication.
The Rogan Biden joke is I'm gonna take me to your leadership. I got a little bit of a little chuckle.
Dumb.
The aliens landing on the White House shit?
No,
like,
that the aliens he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
The probing
like,
part.
Why would you guys come to the White House? Like,
well, not that, but he was like the probing part. He was like, oh, how do we make this more ridiculous and non-believable?
Yeah. Like certain things.
And I was like, yeah, fair. Like, why would?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm like, why would they put something up your butt?
Some things were interesting and put it into perspective. Where he's like, yo, China's been around for 4,000 years.
Yeah.
The U.S. has only been around for 250.
Yeah.
Yo, they made TikTok, they made tea,
the phones.
kung
He said,
fu.
why do we still have these people making our phones?
Yeah, and COVID.
He also
that got me.
He also said a comparison. He also said a comparison about like having a lighter and being a dragon.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And I was like,
a lady with a dildo.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing as having a dick. Yeah.
Strap on.
Yeah, strap on.
Yeah. Because most ladies have dildos.
Yeah. See, this is when I wonder: was it half decent then if we're able to like point these ones out?
No,
but it's what I'm saying. It is.
You got a chuckle though, right?
No,
you didn't chuckle at him?
No, he was making great. My chuckle was like, yeah, but that's it. Like it's not a laugh. It's not LOL.
What about the R. Kelly with the wig on?
I didn't. I know. I thought that was stupid. Like the
you
jail
didn't like the R. Kelly with the wig on?
But my thing is like his points, like talking points.
Yeah. They're good ones.
Made sense to me.
So that was the whole idea.
But there were certain things he said that I like didn't align with at all.
I got one for you guys.
That are like
okay. So I got a question for all of you guys right now. We're gonna play a little game.
A little racist.
We're gonna play a little game. Okay. So he talks about when he went through the airport. Some of this stuff was the funniest part for me, by the way.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Yo, man's doing a security check." First of all, he's like, "How dare you assume my
gender?"
That was kind of funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
But then he's like, now the guy's talking to me about Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz.
The back
and he's
of the
he's touching my balls with the back of his hand.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
He's like, let's show the kid. Sorry,
see, that shit was good, right? So the question is, can you touch a dick without being gay?
Yeah, I can. Doctors.
Okay, so I got that on my list. Yeah.
Doctors.
All right, what else? If this is Family Feud, like where are we at?
How many doctors touch your dick?
None. But I'm saying that would, you're not gay if you're a doctor and you do it.
What if you're like, doctor, I have something, like something's on my dick and I don't know what it is. And then they go to look at it.
Yeah. And this isn't like a long, lengthy thing. I just quickly came up with a list because I thought it was kind of funny. What do you got?
Doctors.
What do you got, Nats?
What? Wait, somebody else's dick?
Yeah, you're touching someone else's dick. Okay, hold on. No, the question is, how can you touch a dick without being gay?
A girl touching a guy's dick?
Yeah, okay, so female, yeah. But it's like, I meant a male.
Guy, yeah.
Oh, like two guys?
Yeah.
Not being gay?
Yeah.
I mean, wrestling. It's like when you're being body slammed, some of those guys are
football.
So I put it in a fight,
football.
But like we could say sports.
Football, because they pinch balls in football.
Okay.
That's the thing.
I mean, the quarterback does have his hand underneath my boy's sack.
True.
Fair. Waiting.
True. Yeah.
Right?
And
True.
his hand is literally on, like, he'll tap him sometimes. Like, yo.
Yo, like,
that's the thing. What about when you guys play that stupid game where you, like, punch balls? Don't guys do that?
I just made every center in the NFL. I just looked at them all differently now.
Because they're all gay?
Basically.
That's rude.
I mean, call it what you want. Hey, man. I'm just trying to be funny.
Is overly quiet.
I'm trying to be funny.
Oh, a tailor?
Taylor ain't touching my dick.
Yeah, they have to measure your inseam. They have to move your balls.
Taylor ain't touching my. Actually,
Have you had
it's
something,
like from
Taylor?
like it's not like my dick.
Security guard.
All right,
Yeah,
security.
they have to move your balls.
Nah, security.
All
Well,
right,
the
a
females.
tailor.
Remember, those are females.
A tailor.
I'm not going over like men. When's the last time you had a male security check?
I mean, he just did right now. I mean, if you're at the airport,
Yeah, a TSA agent.
I'm requesting a female every time. I don't know about you guys.
You can't request nothing.
Of course you can.
They're gonna be like, no, come over here. What are you gonna
What?
say?
What else you
I'm gonna turn you away.
no, I got like it's fake. Like I don't think that's gay if you're touching like a dildo or something like that.
What?
If it's fake,
If it's fake?
yeah,
Have you ever touched a dildo?
Why would you?
yeah, I've touched the dildo.
Oh, why wouldn't you touch a dildo?
Was
You've
it
never
your
used a
dildo?
dildo on a girl?
Was it what?
Was it your dildo?
No, man. Look at this guy.
Wait, so you've never touched a dildo before? So you've never
I
used
honestly don't
toys
remember.
on on a girl?
Never.
Who's a
used
pussy
dildo.
now? Like,
I'm
You
too
don't
busy-
remember
What? No, I never. No, I've never used a dildo.
on a girl?
Yeah, I've never used a dildo on a girl. No.
Oh.
then obviously if it's yours, you're not gay if it's yours. And then the last one that I was really
Not
thinking,
you used a dildo before.
the last one that I had was
Expand your mind.
What
He's married now. He's married.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm not
gonna.
gonna. I'm not
What's
going
that
there.
supposed to mean?
Mate,
yeah,
I'm
go
just saying,
home. Go home with a dildo.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. Women have toys, and if you use your toys with your women, you could potentially touch a dildo. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
But
Expand your horizons
the last one was
in your singledom.
I need to know more. I know it's late, but I feel like I need to know more. SB, what's up?
the last one I got was
No, I'm trying to go back to the dildo thing.
it's what she's saying. If like you're introducing toys into the
When did you
situation.
start doing that exactly?
I don't remember. It's not that I do it regularly. It just depends on the girl.
Yeah. So
She
when
might-
exactly did you start doing it?
like the first time that I ever did it, probably like in my early 20s or something.
Did
like
you provide a dildo, or she had her
probably
own?
be
that. But don't
hers?
even do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come
like,
on.
I mean, how many?
Why
What,
would-
no guys ever come into the store that used to work in and purchase a dildo, whether it's for him or for somebody else. I don't know.
A guy
Yeah,
with
Yeah, like one of the-
with their
one of the-
partner.
they've only come in with their partner.
Yeah, I've like unless
I
it's
don't know how brave people are out here.
No,
whether
I've
they're
had.
going to the store to buy
I've
that
only
shit,
had
even if they're bringing it home to their wife. Like, I don't know.
what?
I'm saying I don't know how many guys are brave enough to walk into a sex store and purchase a dildo, even though it might be for their wife. Their wife just isn't present while they're purchasing it. Because you're looking at me like I'm crazy to suggest that a guy's gonna go in a store to purchase a dildo.
No, I'm looking at you crazy that you haven't touched one before with another.
like you're
woman.
you're murking a girl.
No,
and she
I've
asks you to,
never used one during sex. No, but I'm trying to think if I've ever touched one outside of like sex. Like if I was at
No,
a girl's
it would
house, I'm
only
like,
be-
yo, the fuck is that? Like,
No, I just meant like during what? What did you just say?
let's say I'm at a girl's house and I happen to see one there.
So you,
Like-
why
Not-
would you have the urge to just pick it up? And be like, oh,
No, like let's say I'm going. No. Listen.
like you
Let's
put it
say-
right here, like you.
Dumb, man. This guy over here speaking from experience, yo.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking from experience. I'm
Let's
working
say
it. She
I'm
wants
going
me
in the
to.
drawer for something. I'm putting
Yeah.
something away or something. It's like, yo,
When
there's
you're,
something
when you're,
in
And
when
then
there.
you're,
you're like,
hold on,
oh, hey.
The way that you pointed
Yeah,
out at me,
what
though,
was
right?
that? Like, what did I just brush my hand? The back of my
the
hand
back
on.
of your
Yeah,
hand.
the back.
Yeah,
What am I?
yeah.
What did the back of my hand
but
just
when
reach
So you
across?
weren't gay because you touched it back.
But when
with
you're
the back
saying
of
like,
your
look at
hand.
this guy talking from experience, you never played with a girl's clit while you're murking it?
Yes.
with
like,
a toy.
No, not with a dildo. That's what I'm saying. Not
with
with
a
a dildo.
toy. With a toy.
Like a vibrator dildo? Like there's a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Why do you look? Why do you look confused?
I'm thinking back on my experiences.
Okay. So with a toy.
Yes.
But not a dildo.
Yes, not a dildo.
Oh, it's like a bullet.
No, now that's the next thing I need to know. How many? And what, we're classifying bullets as dildos? Like, I don't know.
No, I didn't. That's why I said with a bullet.
Yeah, but this guy seems
What's a
so
bullet?
like, why wouldn't you be using
It's
a
like a
dildo?
tiny-
Tiny ones with
yeah.
a, oh, that's
With
what
the-
I
where
was
you just,
including that
like-
in the same
You just like turn
category.
it. No.
I'm including that in the same category.
No.
So where are we at now, brother? You're still out here whacking around with dicks? Like, what are we doing?
What do you mean?
Who's
Have you
whacking
used
around?
the
Well, you
dildo
almost
then? Have you still used the dildo? Or was it one of those?
No, it was one of those. It was one of those.
Oh, so that's a vibrator.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
different.
Yeah.
This guy.
different.
This guy, right?
I think it could be in the same category. So
Whatever,
so
man.
you've used that then?
Yes, man.
Yeah, that's a vibrator. That's fine.
Dildos.
Why are you getting so angry?
I know.
Nah, because are you playing with dicks or you're not playing with dicks? Like, you don't know the difference? You don't know the difference between a dick and a decimal.
Who's so experienced now? Like,
Come on,
It seems
bro.
like this guy knows the different categories and what they're labeled in and what they're not labeled at. Yo, you seem like the guy that really knows all this stuff. To me, it's all the same shit.
All right. It's like,
Got super energetic.
nah, because what are you talking about, y'all? You're like, you're looking at me like, how have you never used a dildo? What? Why would I be using a dildo for anything?
exactly what I was just.
Yo, that needs to be clipped up the right way, please. Pause all over that, but like, yo, please, yo, don't do me dirty out here, yo.
Yo, if you got
don't do that.
Shout
Don't do
out
that.
to whatever shop needs a sponsor. We got an opening.
Yo, that part. Yo.
We'll shoot the episode there and all that.
Oh my god.
So, and we're done with this Joe Rogan bullshit because niggas got to get the fuck out of here, bro. Damn it, I did want to shout out my brethren in Lando, yo. They have an annual barbecue. It's like a street party. There's like, imagine.
Where are we going?
In Brampton. Are you
taking
passed.
me?
It passed.
Oh, so you didn't
we're gonna have to
me.
wait till next year.
No, you're a piece of shit.
But imagine like 8 or 9 houses on one street, all having a party at the same time simultaneously.
Oh, that's
and the
nice.
whole street is just open up
down?
to everybody.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You remember that scene from
that type of community stuff. Like I would like to live in like a because you know like I don't want to live in like a suburban area, but like if I lived in a spot like that, like that's cool. Like where your neighbors are all like it's a communal thing.
Yeah, we're all there. Turns up for look. I only meant to pass you for like a little 30-minute, 45 minute.
You didn't show nobody. Every time I go out, you're always like, yeah. Every time I go out,
it was in the burbs.
Every time I go out, every time. But can you let me finish? Can you let me finish?
I probably could have linked you still.
You want to say that again?
Go ahead.
No, say it again.
I probably could have linked you, sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Continue with your story.
But that was pretty good. Let me see. It was good. It was good.
He's busy playing with his vibrators.
Yeah, that part.
That needs to be a button.
Nice try, yo. Nice try.
I hope you got his facial expression.
He didn't. Too bad there's no ISO records in here.
That was funny.
I just wanted to big him up real quick, yo. But
so what?
Before we go,
so sorry, you went to his like so you had a blocko kind of thing?
Yeah, him and the family, like his family. Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Is this like your childhood friend?
One of the homies from way back, yo. We go back to like.
You went to Naki?
Yeah.
Around
Big up everybody went to Naki, yo.
Big up everybody went to West Humber and Humberwood.
Get that Lazy job.
Only going up this year.
Shout out Lazy at the same time. Go stream some of his music.
And MPS and North Park.
Yeah. Big up Brampton every time, yo.
And Albion Heights.
That part.
Shout out Melody Village. Once upon a time.
Rest in peace, Phil Donahue. Want to get that in there real quick too.
Who?
Donahue passed away. Yeah.
Really?
Remember daytime talk show, bro, from back in the day?
Phil Donahue.
Mm-hmm. Before we had Sally Jesse. They were on the same time. They were on the same time.
Sally Jesse Raphael. That's good.
Before Oprah.
And Ricky Lake.
Yeah, before.
See,
Ricky
both of
Lake
those I remember. I don't remember who you're talking about.
Remember Donahue, yo? Always had the white hair with the glasses, the black glasses.
I gotta look at this person.
He was cool, yo. Donahue was different. He was funny. I was gonna. Well, I mean, we don't have time, yo. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, but he looks way different there, though.
No, don't remember him at all.
Look, top. I think the top.
I might go try to find some old Donahue clips, yo. Remember when I posed the question here a long time ago? Who had the better KKKs?
Yeah.
What
Geraldo,
the hell?
Geraldo or Jerry Springer? Who had the better KKKs on their show?
Jerry.
Remember them days, yo?
Jerry.
Remember them days?
What kind of question?
What were we talking about? That was I think that's when Jerry passed. That's before you.
I wasn't on the pod.
That's when Jerry passed away, I think. But that was a pretty good episode. If anybody who wants to go back and watch that, trust me. I know what I was wearing. Because that was the same Sizzler episode too.
So you weren't wearing anything basic?
I'm always basic out here.
No, you're not. One time you came in.
This girl said one time. You said she tried to do me dirty? This girl said one time, you know. One time you came in here.
No, twice. One time you came in a jean jacket and one time you came in a windbreaker. And they were cute.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you just stopped though.
Thank you. You always look cute.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
But before we go, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. I think that's everything. Nothing else? Oh, OVO. We're going to have to have OVO next week, yo. Because I see the man opened up a store in Scarborough Town Center, eh? What's up with the East End thing? Like, what are we doing out here? But we'll talk about that next week. What were you going to say?
You're going to say something about daughters.
Oh, yes. Lastly, before we go, on Netflix, there's a documentary that just came out. It's about a group of guys who are in prison, but they opened up a program where they get to have a daddy-daughter dance. So it's a lot of guys who are doing long-term bids who haven't seen their kids in like an extended period of time. So they have like a prom kind of party.
Is that the one where they're getting, they've opened up the gates? So they've made it like a community? Or is the whole thing called Daughters?
It's called Daughters.
Okay, then no.
Yeah.
There's this one.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, there's this one thing on Netflix that I
you
was
watch
watching where
it?
they opened up the
I
gates,
watched it.
where people are in their cell, but they're gonna try a new thing to see if they can really be.
Oh,
rehabilitated.
Unlocked. It's called Unlocked.
I watched like an episode or two.
Me too, and I couldn't. I
It's interesting,
couldn't.
but
Yeah,
not enough.
they had to make their own like community of
Yeah.
like, okay, this person's.
Yeah.
These are the cooks. These are whatever, and it's like
Yeah.
someone has to be the leader, and the guy that wants to be the leader like isn't. So I
never got that far.
I mean, we could
That
all
was
watch if you
literally
want to get
second.
past the first episode.
It was
I can try
hard.
it
It
out.
wasn't like it. The concept was very interesting.
It's real
But,
rehabilitation.
yeah.
Like they're actually working on helping
Working
these
on
people,
like
but
being in a community and seeing how to work together and understanding like authority among themselves. But I just couldn't like latch onto it.
There's a couple of things I'm trying to catch up on Netflix, to be honest.
quick shout out to DDP for defending the title UFC 305. Whoever saw that, that was big. I know
So,
you guys aren't into fighting. as
Adesanya
much.
lost?
He lost. It's let me ask you guys a question.
I hate to
Because
see black men
you-
lose.
You guys watch a lot of other sports, right?
Yeah.
No, that one was like a little womp womp womp.
It was too. Yeah, it definitely was, yo.
He looked at you
Damn
with a
it,
smile,
yo.
like, hey, anything? He looks at me, looks at Knots.
Man, yo.
So
I know Knots didn't even like acknowledge that one for me. Like, you don't see, aren't you mad to see the black guy lose?
you're like fifth now.
You're disgusting.
Sometimes no one cares about the things that you say.
Oh, man.
Just sometimes, not all the time.
Is there any sport for what you guys watch where you're cheering on a certain team, but by the middle of it, you're more cheering on the match?
I gotta get out of here, man. What are you
opposed
doing?
to
What do you mean?
So like in this fight, I'm with Adesanya, but I'm sitting back still enjoying it. Like I'm not so invested in them. Whereas the way that they're competing with each other, I'm just a fan of the fight now. And I've become a bit of a fan of DDP just because it was that good. Does that ever happen to you in competition? I don't think any other sport really has that. Other than boxing, maybe like a combat sport. Outside of that, where you're cheering for your team.
Like, am I cheering for a person? Like, am I cheering for one side and then halfway through I stop cheering for that person and I'm just interested in the game?
You're just enjoying the game. Now you're just walking away like, yo, that was a great game.
You think you can stop cheering for whoever you're cheering for if you enjoy the game that much?
I think that's a difference between combat sports and some other sports. It's like you're invested slightly less at times where you just be like, whoa, he lost, but that was a fucking great fight.
No,
Excuse my
that
language.
part I agree.
Yeah.
Like, so I've watched like UFC fights where I was invested in like certain fighters.
Yeah.
And if I'm watching them and they're losing,
Yeah.
I'm not like off of them wanting to win.
Yeah.
And just enjoying the fight. I think it's still a good fight, but I'll never like change my stance into like not rooting for that person. Like I'll still enjoy it if that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or am I not?
No,
catching on to what you're saying?
I'm not comparing it so much to UFC. I'm saying, do you ever experience that in other sports where you can let go of the team that you're cheering for and just cheer on for the match or the game itself?
I don't think so.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That goes back to the bullshit you're talking about last week when if you see India versus Canada, you're just gonna not cheer for either one.
Exactly.
Oh,
it really does, but I don't think you guys got time for that. I could break that whole
That's
thing down
whack,
too.
yo.
It's really not. It's really not.
Whatever, you're entitled to your perspective.
Yeah.
We can address it some more next week. Maybe, I forgot you might not be here.
I'm likely not here.
So tune in next week because you might have some special friends in the building, I guess, maybe. Fill that seat, unless we get the boy Face in here. We'll see.
Face, mom.
But until then, again, hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. I feel like I had one last thing I want to plug before we go. I guess we'll have next week for my OVO take. Janet Jackson's going to be in Las Vegas, but outside of that, who cares? This was another episode of Speaker Perspective. Like I said earlier, when you see me on the street, say what's up. Until next week, enjoy.